Help you with what?
My computer is blinking. It's pulsating. I would love to show you guys, but I can't.
The proper word is glitching. It's
glitching.
Snot just came out of my nose. Are we on YouTube?
My computer is glitching, man.
So here's what happened. Slay's like screaming about it. And then he holds up the laptop. He's like, look at this, Ural. It's blinking. And I look up, and the word that I came up with was pulsating.
Yes,
it looked like it was pulsating.
Yeah, I brought it to the air.
You know, like when you hit.
Look, y'all.
You know when you hit your finger with a hammer?
Look, and see, now that I'm ready to show everybody, it won't pulsate.
Yeah, throbbing. Your computer's throbbing.
Look, y'all. Somebody there. Hey, listen, I forgot my boy name. I'm going to look you up. Man, you help me out with my surround sound. I know you ain't got nothing to do with this, but look at my computer, y'all. Help! Help! Help!
How are you going to look up your boy? You don't know his name.
Nah, I forgot his name. I know his name. I forgot it.
What's the difference?
It's a big difference, yo. That mean I don't even know him if you don't know him. I know him. I just forgot.
This is how we start today's show.
Let's get it on.
Dawn Davenport, better known as Babs or Babsy or Babette Davenport, is not here, so look out.
Is Babsy checking in today?
She needs to.
Yeah.
Hey, just call her on the hotline, see what she's doing.
Oh, boy.
See if she's standing beside Gus or Rhett. That's all it is.
Because
we
need to break.
Went for Robert last
We
night.
need to break early because Titans defensive lineman Speedboy _ TE75 Teair Tart is coming on.
Big Tart.
The man with the hands.
Big hand Tart.
He's got big hands.
He got to.
Did you see that catch? On his back, he brought that ball in.
Oh, yeah. He is 6'4", 305.
Big fella.
I'm trying to find the story that Jim White wrote about him, and you could read it in the break during in the meantime.
In between time?
And it is a fascinating story. I'm trying to find. So anyway, he's had to work for everything in his life, and he actually played basketball in high school his first 2 years because they did not have a football program. So he played basketball, and then a football coach, a defensive coordinator at West Philadelphia High School.
Born and raised
on the playground.
Played most of his days.
Most of his days, and he got discovered.
Then he got discovered.
He got discovered.
He didn't go to Uncle Phil's house.
And this guy said, "Hey man, why don't you transfer to our school and play football?" And he goes, "Okay." And he had never played football ever. So the first time Teair Tart ever played football was his junior year in high school.
Man, see, that's one thing I'm trying to tell you about hoopers. Go ahead and finish your story though, Yoral.
Well, I can't find it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you about hoopers, man. Or something. If you ain't never hooped in your life, you ain't really no real football player. I'm just gonna go and give it up to the hoopers. I'm gonna give it on up to the hoopers. All people that could hoop went on to play football and are pretty damn good in football. If you know anybody that's good in football, ask them did they hoop in high school. What's up, all my hoopers out there? Shout out to y'all. Shout out to all the teachers out there too. We love y'all teachers, man. School is cranked back up. I don't think we gave a proper introduction to the teachers. We love y'all. I just did an IEP meeting with Lil Ron, teachers, Miss Stradley. We love y'all, Sunset Middle. Let's go.
I think the teachers are what messed up your laptop.
It was working fine.
They put a virus. They put a teacher virus in there.
It was working fine until I got on there. No, I need to take some of that back.
Let me just go ahead and tell everybody like how into being a dad for Lil Ron you are. It is motivating, captivating, all of it to watch you be a dad to that kid, man.
You're a special young man.
So I come in here and you are on the computer and you had your headphones on. I thought you were listening to Blaine and Mickey. So I'm just like, hey, man, what's up? And just set my stuff down. And, boy, you had this serious look on your face.
I was trying to get to it.
I've never seen you look that serious.
Yeah, I was trying to get to it.
And so I walked by and I saw 3 teachers on your computer screen. I was like, oh, okay.
Hey, everybody know, man, don't nobody want that paddle with that ruler. If I walk past a teacher right now, I'm automatically, whoa, you get whiplash.
You took off so fast. Is this going to be like a Will Smith day? He's working on his first movie after the tough
Let's get jiggy then.
Oh, God. I'm actually looking for this. So also coming up today, Todd Fuhrman at 4:30. I thought Todd was in town this week. He's in town next week.
Oh, Ural.
So him and his boy Payne Insider. He's trying to talk Payne Insider, who is a mercurial guy that I don't think many people have ever met before, but does this podcast, Bet the Board podcast with Todd. I think they're going to come in studio next Wednesday. So look forward to that. Also coming up today, Coach Mack at 5:20. All right, here, real quick.
Okay.
Growing up in Philadelphia, Tart played 2 years of high school basketball at Palmer Leadership Learning Partners Charter School, a school that did not have a football program. Then, prior to his junior year, West Philadelphia High School's defensive coordinator Carl Patrick saw Tart. Got to worry about a guy with 2 first names. Saw Tart playing in a basketball tournament and eventually convinced him to transfer and begin playing football for the first time in his life.
That's crazy.
Now, listen to this. 2 years later, Tart continued his football career at Asa College in New York, but he left 6 games into his first season after an older brother, Rashid, was tragically killed in a motorcycle accident. Tart then went to Valley Forge, PA Military Academy, followed by stops at East Mississippi Community College and Ellsworth, Iowa Community College, before landing at Florida International, where he played 2 seasons. After going undrafted, the Titans signed Tart as an undrafted free agent in 2020. He has played 22 games in 3 seasons for the Titans, started 15, including all 4 this year.
Man.
What a story. Can't wait to have him on. That's coming up next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Yum, yum, give me some. What you want? You want some ribs? I got something for you. Right? You need to go on down to Famous Dave's, man. Hermitage or Smyrna. 2 locations. You can slide on in. Get you something to eat. Dine in. Get right there to the bar and put your bib on because the sauce going to be dripping. Or if you just want to pull up in your whip, in your car, that is, go on up to Franklin, man, in 1864 West McEwen Drive and get the delivery to go, man. They'll bring it right on out to you. Famous Dave's, the best barbecue for your buck. There's a deal every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday featuring all of the things that you can think of. Hey, the discounts on burgers, they got them. The big sleigh favorite, you would think that's for one, but when you put the sleigh on it, that's a feast for 2. I love the fan favorite, the feast for 2. It's a big sleigh favorite, man. Get on in there, slide in there, and get the Southern Cajun Shrimp Boil. Can't go wrong with that either. Tender potatoes, corn on the cob, and the signature smoked jalapeno cheddar sausage. Goodness gracious. I'm starving. Famous Days. Get on down there and get your some.
Got to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in their neighborhood. It could be a beautiful day in your neighborhood with a nice, new, beautiful ride. And you can get that done with my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 24 West to exit 35, straight shot 3450. Tom Austin Highway in Springfield, Tennessee, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. That's where you'll find the best vehicle buying experience you've ever had. I love these guys, and you will too. Known them a long time. Daniel Gupton, King Gupton, all the guys and gals at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. They are phenomenal people. They're not going to bust your door down when you pull in the parking lot. They'll let you walk in, and they'll say hello, and they'll ask you how they can help you, and there will be no pressure at all because they simply want you in the vehicle that's right for you. That's the goal, and that's what will happen. You take your test drive, you go inside, they'll help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All the inventory is there. All of the dealership information is there as well. That's GuptonMotors.com. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Ryan takes the snap. Straight drop under pressure. Ball batted up in the air. It's caught. Teair Tart on his back. Just intercepted the pass. Wow! Look what I found, Ma!
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brady, Ron Slay with you. Dawn Davenport is in Orlando, Florida. She will be on the sidelines tonight on ESPN2 for SMU at UCF. Central Florida favored by 3. Interesting coaching matchup there. Gus Malzahn against his former offensive coordinator, Rhett Lashley. Maybe we'll check in with Dawn Davenport a little bit later.
Babsy!
But first, we need to talk to this guy, man.
Who was that?
This is the most athletic man that I think we saw last weekend.
That man got hoop skills, man. I know what it is.
Teair Tart, Titans defensive lineman. Teair, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing well, man. How many times have you watched the highlight of your interception?
Oh man, I definitely flipped through it a couple times because I had to watch it to see what everybody was talking about when they said I was on my back. But I definitely flipped through it a few times.
Hey, you know what? When I first saw it, like in real time, I didn't think anybody touched you. And so then I was thinking, man, Teair needs to get up, act like he's going to the bench, and then head to the end zone. You can get you a pick 6, bro.
Hey, man, that versatility right there, man. See, a lot of people – listen, I'm a big boy, Teair, you know what I mean? So, when you went up –
6'8", what? What's the latest count?
Right now, I'm 284 right now.
284?
You know what I mean? Yeah. Right. So, right. when he rolled back and he went in the handstand mode, a lot of people don't really count that as a handstand. But get what, Teair? Your dog – I do. So I know what you're doing right there. My man, versatility.
How much crap did you catch from teammates about that whole thing?
I mean, they just gave me a good amount. KB, a couple other guys, they were definitely roasting on me. I don't know if you guys seen you guys, sir. They said I did it for Lil Saint, so it was pretty funny. But it was just pretty funny because it just copy of movies. It was hilarious, but go ahead.
No, I was going to just walk us through that play. So it looked like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it looked like you were getting double teamed, that Big Jeff got a little pressure, and I guess you're taught if the throw's coming and you're not getting penetration to jump and try to bat it down, which you did, and then found it in the air. Like, walk us through that.
I mean, yeah, basically what you just said. I mean, after those few things happened, I closed the middle. Jeff got great penetration. We both got our hands up. The pass came out low. It tipped my fingers. I saw saw the ball pop in the air, and I was like, "Oh man, I can't drop this thing." It's coming right to me. So I was like, should I high point it? I don't know. I just felt like everything was happening so slow, but so fast at the same. I was like, should I high point it? I don't know. I'm gonna let this thing come to me. Cause if I high point it and it bounced off my hand, I ain't gonna hear the end of this shit. So I just let it come to me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that baby tucked in there now. So that was really my process going through the whole trying to catch the ball when it went in the air. I just had to make sure I got it.
Now, Todd, one thing for sure. Now, when you do something that's kind of out of character for some people, it makes it easier to do it the next time. Like when you first dunk. After you get that first dunk out the way, it's kind of easy to just go on up and dunk again.
That's the way I felt after I got the first dunk.
Me and Teair, we know what that's like.
I got my first dunk when I was in about the 7th, 8th grade.
See what I'm saying?
When were you, Slay?
Mine didn't come to the 8th grade, man.
8th grade? You might have got it, Teair.
Yeah, got me on that one, man. But this what I'm saying, though. Now we're going to be expecting, hey, Teair, we need about 1 or 2 of them, a season now.
I got you. Whatever God bless me with, man. I'm gonna do what I'm taught and just go out there try to find a way to fake the game, man.
Love it.
Do you do jug machine work? Like, are you skilled in your pass interception abilities?
I went in there and tried to do the jug machine a little bit, but it's harder than it looks. Honestly, I swear it is. But I went out there and caught a couple balls. Actually, it's really just repetition.
Just repetition. I like that.
Do you get to go through like the big man punt return thing at the end of training camp?
I mean, I did. Well, we haven't done that, but I did catch a couple balls doing that. That was pretty cool, though. Yeah.
I tried to. Kerm was working out at CPA one day, and I went out there and I tried to shag some balls for him. Oh my gosh!
Don't go.
That's a different. Yeah, I didn't fall down, but like the ball hits a different speed when it turns over. So
you gotta make sure it don't bounce off of you.
No question. Teair Tart with us on 3HL. Do you have a nickname, or do you just go by Teair?
I mean, people call me Pop Tart.
Yeah. I had a little move called the Pop Tart. But, man, we got to put him in the boom boom room, man. Yeah, I know. We got to put him in the boom boom room. Uh-oh. Oh, what'd you say?
Boom boom room. What's the boom boom room?
Wait. Did Jared Puffer not warn you about the boom boom room?
Nah, he ain't telling me about that.
Yeah, that's on him. That is on him.
Well,
you tell Puff Daddy that's on him.
Well, I guess here we go. Teair Tart, man. Hey, listen. I got an opportunity to put you in the boom boom room. If you're willing to go in, man, the only way you can get out, the door's locked behind you. The only way you can get out is if you tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
So
and the
help you
door
God.
will so help you, TL. And then you will be out of the boom boom room. I control this, TL. So if I feel like you're lying to me, you go down there in the cellar with everybody else that couldn't make it out. You agree to these terms?
Yeah, I'm good. What's up with it?
Hey, Hawk, put him in the boom boom room.
Ah, yes. One man on his way into the boom boom room.
Yeah, buddy. We got Teair Tart going into the boom boom room, brought to you by Low T Center. Yeah, now you Pop Tart in here. So Pop Tart, man, this is right here. We on the couch just having a good time talking, man. Ain't nobody around. It's just me and you. Let me ask you this first and foremost, man. Finish this for me. In West Philadelphia.
Born and raised.
In the playground where I spent most of my days.
Hey, all right.
I'm pretty sure he's never heard that one before.
got number one. Hey, man, so we going up to man, to the Army Navy game this year. It's in Philly, man. Give me a spot I need to go to. I got to check out. I'm a big boy. I like to eat, baby. Talk to me.
Oh, you got to go to Max's. You got to go to Max's on Germantown Ave. It's a cheesesteak spot. Listen, man.
Okay, talk to me. There we go. This what I'm here for.
You got Max's in Germantown Ave, and downtown you got the Reading Terminal. It's a place called, I don't eat pork anymore. It's because the place in the Reading Terminal called the Knicks. They got the best pork roast sandwich on broccoli rabe you ever have in your life.
What's the name of it? The Running Terminal?
Reading Terminal.
Terminal.
I told you about Reading Terminal.
Sure did.
That's where they have all the food stands. And the Amish ladies making donuts and stuff.
Don't pay. You gotta be careful with those, man, because those are good. You with your 284, you said you come do that motherfucker 310.
It happened to you. I already know. I ain't shy though. I ain't bashful. I'm from Nashville, baby. Let's get it. So this is what we got, Todd. So listen. You got old school or you got new school? You coming through, it's a good sunny day, you about to ride through the park. What would you pull out, an old school whip or a new school foreign or something?
Oh, man. I mean, it's a nice sunny day. Probably go with the either Monte Carlo or Monte Carlo.
Okay. I can dig it. You put some feet on them things, let the bang down. You know what I mean? What you got? Okay, I can dig it.
You put some nice rims on there. Got them speakers on there. You know
I
what
can
I'm
dig
saying?
it. Okay, so let me ask you this: how many people do you know that are really good in football that didn't play basketball? This right here, just for me, general knowledge.
How many people do I know that were really good at football
that didn't play basketball? Yeah, give some basketball love out there, Teair.
Ooh, this is a tough question.
First of all, you ain't even got to answer. That's good enough right there for me.
Like, did Matt Ryan play basketball?
No, because his feet can't move. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Pop Tart, let me tell you this, man. Last one, and I'm going to let you out the boom boom room. Give me something. How many brothers and sisters you got?
I have 11, including me.
Okay, 11 brothers and sisters. It's a Royal Rumble match. Who's the last one standing in the Royal Rumble match between you and all your brothers?
Me, for sure.
You dominating everybody?
Oh, yeah, I'm the biggest. I wound up being the biggest.
Okay.
I was the second youngest boy. I ended up being the biggest. Yeah. They know what it is.
They already know what it is.
How are you the biggest? How did that happen?
It just wound up being like that. I mean, my dad's 6'5". He's about 320. All my other brothers just wound up being like no bigger than 195, 200. I just happened to get above 3.
Oh, there it is then. Mm-hmm. All right, man. So, hey, fresh pair of kicks you got to have on that you got to have. You walking into a fashion show, you got to have these kicks on. What shoes you wearing?
Oh, I'm wearing some off-white ones.
Okay, I can dig it. Teair Tart, we're going to let you out of the boom boom room, man. Good job.
Well. Looks like you did good in the boom boom room. Hoo-wah.
Yeah.
Teair, what do you know about this Washington front? All I know is Carson Wentz has been sacked 17 times so far this season.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've done a little bit of studying. I mean, they're a good old line. They have some veteran experience on the I believe on the left interior. the guard. So I mean, I know it's gonna mean nothing's given to you in this league.
Yeah.
You got to come out and take everything, but I don't want to take anything for granted. I don't want to go out there and disrespect the opponent. So we're gonna go out there, we're gonna compete, and we're just gonna let everything fall how it may.
Is this bye week coming at a good time? Because, like, in the offseason, we're all like, man, that's an early bye week. But it kind of feels like y'all need it with the banged-up bodies over there.
I mean, I feel like the bye week is, wherever it falls, it may, But I think it's a good time. It's a good time for everybody to get their legs back. It's a good time for everybody to get their legs back. A good time for everybody to relax their mind.
Yeah.
And get away from the facility. And yeah.
Love that. Pop Tart, man, you got to give me one thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
When you get the sack, because you getting one come Sunday. When you get the sack, I'm looking for the celebration. I need like a little Pop Tart you popping out the toaster. Can you give me that one time? Pop Tart coming up out the toaster on me.
I got something brewing for you.
Okay,
man.
I'm going to give me a Tart jersey. The hell they talking about? I'm riding with my boy. Let's get it, man. Told y'all this is my guy, man.
Hey, thanks for the time, brother. Good luck this weekend, and congrats on the win last weekend and the interception.
And thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys for having me. Have a good one.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Hey, man, I like Tart, man.
Listen.
Good dude right there, man.
If you were listening on the radio, there were a couple of jumbled up moments. That's because we had to use the dump button.
Should have been on the Zone TV.
But if you were on the Zone TV feed or listening on the app or listening online, you heard Teair Tart get real.
You heard all greatness.
It's the reason why Zone TV is so legit. By the way, if you check my heart rate right now, there's 2 or 3 little spots that are popped up. Those are the 2 times that Tart decided to go off script.
Tart personality, baby. You got to have it, man.
I mean, he dropped an S-bomb, an MF bomb.
Hey, man, I love dude, man. I see why Big Savage love him, man. Now he done fella. He's going to have to be one of our adopted brothers, man. Come on in, Tart.
Oh, man. 615-737-1045. You want to react to that. How great was Teair Tart right there? And, man, that was a big man interception. And I've said it repeatedly on this show. I love it when the big dudes do something outside the box like that.
You got to, man, because you show the versatility. Like, they always think big guys brutally, pull a lot of strength. They don't see the physical.
Get out of way.
Yeah, they don't see the finesse in them, man. You know what I mean? Like,
be an athlete sometimes.
Man, who else you know that done caught the interception and did a handstand? Nobody. Only the big guy. That's why I'm a trench lover, man. Ain't got nobody. Everybody can't do that, man.
I love that Kevin Byard gave him crap.
That was real.
He said, I wanted to high point the ball, but I was afraid that I would drop it.
Hey, man.
And that's when he dropped the S-bomb. And then I would never hear the end of that.
I love it. I love it. Hey, guess what?
What you got?
My dog reached out to me.
Your computer dog?
Yeah, who fixed my surround sound?
What was wrong with your surround sound?
Man, I don't know. I'm not a tech guy, so I just got some. My man Carlos, man, I knew Los. Appreciate you, family. Los Jared, man, you got any needs, man? Holler at my dog, man.
Well,
Los. What am I supposed to say his whole name?
I don't know. Did he fix your computer?
No, he fixed my surround sound, but he just hit me and said, I got you on the computer, big dog. Don't even worry about it. What?
Did you mention all the cracks that are in the screen?
See, you are going overboard.
It is. I forgot about that.
Put your hand down.
I literally asked, stop being Davenport. She's not here. I literally asked you about the crack in your screen yesterday.
I know, and you jinxed me. Just like when you jinx people when they die. Stop mentioning stuff,
they die before he says it.
Yeah, but he brings it up.
Well,
then
yeah.
you got to check on him.
You brought up Wilford Brimley yesterday. Is he dead?
Actually, I think he is.
See?
Yeah, he is dead.
Nobody was worried about my computer was fine, and then he brought up the crack in my screen that nobody else has been worried about. And now, all of a sudden, it's gone.
615-737-1045. You just said to break. Are you sure we're supposed to break?
No, not really, but we're kind of
What is wrong with you? Teair Tart got you out your head, man.
What's going on, huh?
I mean, we came in 5 minutes early to talk to Teair, so I figured break 5 minutes early.
No, shake back. We're just cool.
We good. I'm actually just all thrown off. It's okay.
Excuse me.
Dump buttons.
Wilford Brimley died August 1st, 2020.
Who is that?
Oh, you'd know him if you saw him.
Okay.
Look it up on YouTube.
Here.
Put in diabetes.
I'm scared to look up anything on my computer. Oh, that's my boy. Let me see. Let me say it one more time. Yeah, that's darn, he from the Westerns. Ain't he?
He's been in everything, man.
Yeah, he been in everything.
My man was born in 1934.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely my boy. Man, shout out R.I.P. my boy, man, with the thick mustache. Thick mustache.
Wasn't he the oatmeal Quaker guy, too? The Quaker Oats guy?
No, he wasn't that cold.
Dude, he was the head coach in The Natural.
Never seen it.
Yep, that's right. What?
Never seen it.
Where Robert Redford hits the home run and it breaks the lights and he knocks the cover off the baseball?
Baseball movie?
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Arguably the greatest baseball movie.
Wow.
Better than
Sandlot.
Sandlot?
No, you need to see that, too.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Major League?
Bull Durham.
I saw Major League. I ain't see two.
You don't need to.
My favorite one is, what's the name? There's no crying in baseball.
Oh.
League of Their Own?
That's the coldest baseball movie I've ever seen.
This is a full disclosure show. I cry every time I watch that movie.
That's a tough one, man. Once you walk off and leave a sister and all that, yeah, that's a tough one. I'm going to be real.
Oh, and then they go to the Baseball Hall of Fame and
yeah, that was tough.
There's a series right now on Amazon Prime, by the way, League of Their Own.
Yeah, that's my movie. I don't got to see that. I know that word for word. Like it's one of our VHS.
No, I mean it's a series, like a 10-part series that they've turned the movie into an entire series.
No, I know the movie.
Let's turn this sports related. You ready?
Yeah.
What sporting event made you cry the most?
Dang.
Yeah, I don't care how manly a man you are, you got one.
I tell you
I
one.
promise.
I tell you one. I was involved in it. And I don't know how this.
When Charles Hathaway took the pizza?
No, this was weird. This is serious, y'all.
Hey, you start sounding like Coach Mack right there when Rhett's talking.
This is serious.
Rhett, this is serious.
Yeah.
Stop.
I was in France.
Stop doing mayor.
I was in France, dog, and I don't know why. This was right after the George Floyd stuff, and the world was in disarray. We went and played a game in a new arena that just got built. They postponed this game. We played it on the off day, and while we lining up for them to do the national anthem, they did the French anthem, and then they played the Martin Luther King speech in the middle of it. It was crazy. I've never been filled with that much emotion, and I don't even know why. I guess just watching so much and knowing where everybody was, and to see I'm in France and they're playing Martin Luther King, and here I am traveling the world to play a game I love, and the unity that is brought together is African American Martin Luther King way over here in France, and it ain't even just touching me; it's touching everybody. And over here, I'm like, and it was wild. I was taken back by that moment, man. So that was one. That was weird. That was weird.
Wow,
that was a weird emotional game right there.
You totally took that in a different path, man.
I don't know what you like. You don't want to say cry. Why would you cry? Like what other reason you got to be crying at a game? Happiness. I can understand. Okay.
In 1990, Tennessee came from behind against Notre Dame.
See.
And they were down 2 scores. And Andy Kelly threw a touchdown pass on a corner route to Carl Pickens in the end zone. They needed the onside kick.
Yeah.
Carl Pickens had caught 15 balls that day, but he wasn't done. Onside kick recovered by number 15, Carl Pickens. Tennessee in business, try to go down and win. Down 34-29. Andy Kelly throws the same exact route. Intercepted.
Wow.
Notre Dame wins. Tears.
Oh, broke your heart. See yours was heartbroken.
Everybody's got stuff like that.
But you got different tears for different events.
You went like sentimental, serious, like should be in a book story.
Dude, it was amazing because nobody played. Like, they don't even know English. But everybody knew what was going on, and like people were crying. I was like, yeah. And I looked at my homeboy, Michelle Mornday, who's American and French, got double citizenship.
You've explained that one before.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then my big guy, my big John Turek, man, and we looking at each other like, dude, are you tripping like I'm tripping? And he was crying. I'm like, oh, dude, we are here wilding right now. Like,
big man crying.
Yeah, we supposed to whoop this team. We were battling for first place in this game. We supposed to whoop this team, man. And then I'm looking over there at them, man, and they crying. It was weird, man.
So what happened in the game?
I went back in the locker room, get ourselves together. Me and a couple of more Americans went back in the locker room, got ourselves together, and felt like it was a whole different purpose to win the game other than first place.
Like you were lifted up.
And we went out there on the road
and whooped that ass.
And whooped them in their first time playing in a brand new spanking arena. Beautiful arena. Oh, it felt so good.
Go ahead and cut that ribbon.
Oh, it felt so good, boy. I'm telling you, man.
That is a hell of a story.
Hey, it was wild,
Je
man.
ne parle pas français. No. Je ne parle pas anglais. I don't speak English.
Okay.
I took French.
Oh, see?
I should have taken Spanish like everybody else.
Yeah,
I took French because at Hume Fogg in the time, all these like pretty girls were taking French.
Smart. Smart man, you are.
Not smart.
You are smart.
It's not smart. Chris in Nashville with a sad sports story. Chris, what's up?
Man, it's funny you mention this about the whole grown man crying thing, dude. Man, like, anytime I watch the movie Brian's Song, dude, just the theme song in itself, it grabs you by the boo-boo, by the feels. And then whenever Mr. Sayers, the song hits, and he's like, I love Brian Piccolo. Man, what are you talking about, man? And I'd like for all y'all to love him too, bro. I'm talking about that catches you in the feels. If it don't, you ain't human, man.
Thank you, Chris.
That's real.
See, everybody's going way all over the place on this.
But
I was just thinking of a game that pissed you off to the point where you cried.
You gotta specify
Brian's
what
song.
kind of tears, because it's happy tears.
Listen,
strange tears.
It accidentally went a great direction.
Losing tears.
A series of directions.
Got emotional tears.
Susie on the chat said when the Titans lost to the Bengals in January.
I can totally understand.
Too soon, Susie.
I can totally understand that.
Cousin Hightower said when G-Baby got shot.
Oh, don't. Let's not bring up hardball. That right there will hit you in the feels.
I remember
G-Baby. Come on now.
I remember parts of that.
Tommy Renshaw said Christian Leitner's shot against Kentucky.
No, smiling in my heart. Kentucky. They're back.
Jansen in Gordonsville, 615-737-1045. What up, Jansen?
Hey, I got a moment in sports that I cried at back in 2012. Lawrenceville Tigers in Smith County won the state championship, and my son was the starting quarterback. And it's been since 1984 since they won the state championship, but it was a great moment that day for the county, and I was just overwhelmed. I couldn't even talk.
That's awesome, man. Thank you.
That is dope.
Thank you, Jansen.
I'll tell you one.
Your kid's doing anything, that'll get you.
That is sure. And it's the older you get, really. You really
right.
get sentimental. You're like, well, man, what am I doing? I done had to get a hold of myself 2 or 3 times. But
just keep the sunglasses on.
Another one, Big Savagery, man. Their last game, they beat Baltimore to claim the AFC North. That was the most, because when they won it, they went straight to the locker room, and we always go down after. And before we could get down there, he sent a picture of him with the hat on. And I know the grind they went through that. So that was, I didn't get to say share many moments being overseas playing and stuff, but that was a good moment right there, man. Big Savage won the AFC North.
Oh, heck,
the fam was there, and he all he sent was
awesome.
him having the AFC North championship hat on with a picture. I was like, oh yeah,
that's good.
Dope right there.
Zone TV, Twitter, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. You can watch the show live there. Derek says on YouTube, after my injury in my last college football game ever, I cried like a baby because I knew it was over. Yeah, I mean, when you hang them up and you know it, whatever level that is.
Dang.
It
got me one time on that one, too. I forgot about that. When you hung them, I didn't really know if I was going back. And I knew I gave my all.
You knew it might be.
That hurt me, man.
Marciano, Pred Stanley Cup loss, seeing the Penguins win the cup on our home ice. Yeah, I was there for that.
Y'all killing me. Let's go in a different direction, man. I don't want snort. It was a snort.
1-0.
Emotional snort.
No, we're going to keep going because the people want to keep going.
Golly,
so
man.
Pee-wee and Brother Brent are up next. 615-737-1045. The sports event that made you cry the hardest. 615-737-1045. Well, I tell you about my friends at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, Jason. I don't know that Jason's ever cried unless, like, he ran out of tequila or something. I don't know. Jason's a fun-loving dude, and you're going to love him at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. He and his crew, they are experts in everything in their store. So if you go in there, you can get what you need and get what you always get, or you can ask for recommendations about other things, maybe in the wine field. Bourbon, craft beers. They've got gift packages that they can put together for special occasions. Maybe you're a real estate agent out there and want a closing gift for your client. Jason and his crew at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits can help you out. They've also got cigars in there, and I walked in there, and I was just blown away by the selection. Love it. I've got a cigar sitting on my dresser right now. It feels like that kind of night tonight. as I sit and watch Joe Hunk and the little baby Titans, the little baby Hunk Titans play.
Speaking of crying.
Try to pick up their first win. I might enjoy a cigar from Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. They've got everything you need, along with the care and the expertise to point you in the right direction. They have an expansive bourbon, wine, craft beer selections. Again, for me, it's tequila time right now. I like to just sip on some añejo, and I go brand to brand there. I usually ask Jason which one he prefers, and then try a different one each and every time and ask him a different question. Locally owned and operated in Brentwood for more than 17 years. Open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 9. MarylandFarmsWS.com is the website. That's MarylandFarmsWS.com. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. Oh, Justin Timberlake. JT, if you're in town, holler at us. See, Reese Witherspoon will never come on the show, even though we've put out the 3HL light for her a lot.
Whole lot.
Maybe too much.
So we getting on the nerves.
Or scaring the crap out of her.
You shouldn't be scared.
Reese would be a great 3HL guest.
Exactly.
So would Justin Timberlake.
JT.
Dude, you're in town. You're hanging out with the locals. You are a local.
And you're a sports guy.
Come talk with the locals.
JT likes sports now.
Yeah. Sports events that made you cry. I don't know how we got onto a summer topic because, we'll break down Titans Commanders as we roll through the show.
I know how. Wilford Brimley.
Made you cry.
Wilford Brimley.
Justin Timberlake made you cry.
Boom.
Who make cry?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So people are calling in, talking about, well, you took it off kilter there.
No, you didn't specify. What kind of crying? Like crying because you were hurt?
Yeah,
crying because you were emotional?
Pre-game Martin Luther King.
I got another one too. I'll get it to you in a minute.
And then somebody went, what was the movie? I already forgot.
Brian Song,
Brian Song.
And then somebody went, his kid playing a state. I mean, the kid doing something on the field or court, that'll get you. Pee-wee in Greenbrier. Pee-wee, what is up?
Pee-weezy.
Yo, can you hear me?
You know we got you. What's up, bro?
Okay. So basically, I came to talk about Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
Do it, man.
Did he make you cry?
A little bit, but do you if you would rank all wide receivers, what would you think of it?
He's number one, then he's number one, then he's number one, then then everybody else is like way down the list. Thank you, Pee-wee, for the phone call, man. Tyreek Hill, we said it yesterday. Tyreek Hill leads the NFL in receiving yards, and he's got more receiving yards than the entire Chicago Bears team.
Yeah, he's special. I would
not trying to hate on the Bears, but numbers are numbers.
They are. I would. You know what? I'm thinking. I really like Devontae Adams. I just think he got to. But he's just saying right now.
Now,
man.
Right here, right now.
I wish DeAndre Hopkins was playing too. But Cooper Kupp, man. You out there? You a fantasy guy right now? He ain't letting you down.
Which one do you think changes a game? Tyreek changes a game.
See, Cooper Kupp does this crap whether they win or lose. He caught 14 balls in that loss the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just going to do it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So what's he got? Does he have to catch 25 balls for them to guarantee a victory?
No, they got to give somebody else 6 balls at least.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the problem. Tyreek is serious, man. Tyreek is a game changer.
How about Cooper Kupp and Tyreek Hill on the same team?
Nah, that's cheating. That's straight flat out cheating. You know, one thing we didn't talk about.
That's what Hunt needs to do for the baby Titans. Is he needs to trade for those two guys.
Oh, he can't.
You don't think he
Y'all let me do that and see what happens. May win one.
He might win 14-13.
That is. I'm telling you, watching Hunk play, dog. I'm telling you,
it's frustrating.
Yes, Hunk is playing. He's playing video. See, when I was a big video gamer, I used to love play people like Hunk. Because if you come into it playing like a video game, you're gonna lose. They done change these games so much. It's almost real life, man.
I know.
You got to play it real life. It's crazy.
Brother Brett.
Hey, that's you.
That's right, my brother.
Hey, what's happening, Brother Brett?
Hey, one of the greatest sports movies of all time that's guaranteed to make you cry an ugly one is set in the future. The movie is Real Steel.
That's
Hugh Jackman.
Wolverine
Hugh Jackman.
And when Wolverine becomes a deadbeat dad, they find some robot named Adam, and then he fights Zeus. And then Zeus starts beating him up, and Wolverine has to go all, former boxer, and he looks over at his girlfriend, Kate, from Lost, and she starts crying, and she's looking at him beating up this robot and exercising all his demons. Man, that'll get you up in your feelings, won't it?
Yes. Okay. I ain't never seen it.
Brother Brett.
Thank you, Brother Brett.
He's going superhero movie.
We'll take that.
When we come back, a rubber meets the road matchup in Baton Rouge. I'll explain next on 104.5.
Come on, baby.
Rates have come down a bit recently, though they are still higher than they were a year ago. But you know what else has gone up? Interest rates on credit cards and HELOCs. That's why you need a trusted local advisor from Accurate Mortgage to help guide you through this crazy market for your home purchase or refinance. Not some Joe Blow off the internet in an anonymous chat box. Unlike the big online lenders to Accurate Mortgage, you're more than just a quick buck that they can make. Accurate will only ever advise a loan that makes sense for you financially. Even though rates may be higher than your current mortgage, a cash-out refi may be able to save you money every month by getting rid of higher interest rate consumer debts. Don't lose the savings in your wallet to the interest rate in your head. Jen in Noahsville, able to completely remodel her home with a cash-out refi, and her new payment is actually lower than her old payment. Win-win. So if you're looking to purchase a home, do a cash-out refi to renovate your current home or pay off high-interest credit card debt. Let the loan advisors at Accurate Mortgage help you find the right loan solution for you. Visit Accurate Mortgage today, AccurateMTG.com. Accurate Mortgage Group, a division of Ecopia LLC, is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 4664.
Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. The injury report is out. Majority of the names of the players that didn't practice for the Titans, you already pretty much know about. Ola Daney, Traylon Burks, Zach Cunningham, Bud Dupree, as well as Joe Jones. But some good news, Torrey Carter was on the field as well, limited participant, as well as Amani Hooker, who Coach Vrabel talked about during his press conference. He was back even though he's still in concussion protocols. And Uga Amadi, how did I screw that up, was a full participant today. Now for the Commanders, some more interesting names. Curtis Samuel, the wide receiver, he did not practice because of an illness. Jahan Dotson, who is the Commanders' leading receiver right now, he did not practice due to hamstring. He's most likely out for the rest of the week, as well as possibly even next week. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once, and your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three, 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Brett Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hump Day. Right, Slay?
Hump Day?
You good over there?
No, I'm starving. I'm at the highest level of starvation. Probably about 2 notches below.
Well, you had the teacher meeting that went long in the 2 o'clock hour.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Don Davenport is not here, so you've got more talking time.
Baba Z.
So it's harder to get, bites of chicken sandwich in. Or what do you got over there?
I got a southern fried chicken salad.
Oh, there you go. Joe Hunt producing, but he is Ron Slay.
I'm in the building.
Hey, I'm in the building.
Hey.
Best believe I'm in the building.
Better be ready.
I'm in the
Time for the what?
building. I ain't got no rules. Time for the show.
It is time for the show, and Coach Mack with a special time today at 5:20. Todd Fuhrman at 4:30. We'll roll through some games. Looking at point spreads, Hunt gave you the injury report, which we'll go back through here in a second. But point spreads, and we'll hit Todd Fuhrman with some of this.
Word up.
Tennessee at LSU. Tennessee now a 3-point favorite. It's gone up a hook from 2.5 to 3. 11 a.m. on ESPN. Vols in the Smoky Grays.
It's rolling on down.
LSU, one of the few teams that wears white at home. So the opposition always gets to wear their colors. And Tennessee will wear, every once in a while they'll wear purple down there, but for the most part. So Tennessee will wear the Smoky Gray. By the way, I mentioned, if I can find it, there it is. A rubber meets the road matchup in Baton Rouge Saturday.
Hey.
By the way, Ron Slay will be there.
I'll be in the building.
With Will Bowling.
With William Lee Bowling. Yep. He's there.
To drive you around.
Yeah, man, he got to be the responsible one on this trip because I will be totally irresponsible.
Will Bowling is like the team grandfather on 104.5 The Zone.
He going to hold us down.
Yeah, he holds us down.
Mm-hmm. I will.
We kind of joke about Dawn, like, keeping us in check, but really, like, she's kind of out of control, too. So Will be that guy moving forward. But you guys will be broadcasting live down there.
Sure enough, man. And shout out, man, to Brentwood Hearing holding us down, man, and also Spring Hill HVAC coming through, getting us on down there. Hey, man, where are we at? We're going to be at, what's the name of it, Walk-Off?
Walk-ons.
Walk-ons. Yeah, we don't want to walk off. We want to walk right on to it.
Walk-ons right across from the box.
That's right.
Somebody should make a walk-offs right next to him.
See, Hunk, no,
I'm just kidding. Walk-ons is awesome. I've been there.
Oh, I can't wait. They said they got good food.
Yeah.
Chancellor Plowman, she'll be joining us. So that'll be fun.
I saw her at Circle Park the other day.
Yeah, man. She's
at
everywhere,
the Tennessee,
man.
Florida game. She's everywhere.
She's everywhere. So,
but here's how fast she moves. I went over there to take a picture with her. She was gone.
Oh, yeah. She Batman.
Like dust in the wind.
Yeah, she got plenty of Batman. Yeah, that Batman move. She get in and out on that.
It's like she hits a button and totally appears at the VFL tailgate.
Oh, they're going to do that.
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
So be listening. And by the way, as I said, rubber meets the road matchup at Baton Rouge Saturday. Tennessee, number 1 in the SEC in scoring offense. 48.5 points per game. LSU, number 4 in scoring defense. 14.8 points per game. What wins out? typically, like in basketball, I would argue that defense maybe wins out a lot of time, unless you get really good guard play. But in football now, and it used to be defense won in football because that's how you had the saying. Defense, offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. But now, the way the game is played, you better be scoring.
Man, great.
You better be scoring.
Good offense, be good defense all day, every day.
Is that what you think about this matchup?
That's exactly what I think about it. I think, you coming into a situation with a veteran quarterback ready to walk into a hostile environment and go get them one, man. And coming off a bye week, that's the thing. That's the biggest thing. Coming off a bye week, I think they're going to be totally prepared. You can't prepare for the sound. They said it's sold out, but that remains to be seen. But it's a day game, so you don't have the mystique already of it being a night game. So you're beating those odds, man. But you walk in there with Hendon Hooker, man, who still, I believe, along with the team, still got some things to prove, man. You know what I mean? I think with the top 10 ranking right now, Hypo has them in the mode of still, hey, man, this really don't matter. And I think they believe that. It's one game at a time. Can we be 1-0 at the end of this week? And that's what I think they are. And I think they walk into it this way. Even with missing a guy like Tillman, Brew McCoy, Hyatt didn't have a great game the other day. The last outing versus Florida, Caramel Keaton come back and bounce back and show that he can still emerge as being that guy, which will give them 4 options once Tillman gets back. But, man, the running game, I think running game is going to be huge. We saw what the threat of Hendon Hooker pulling it out the stomach of Wright or Jabari Small. Will the defense be keen on that? Will he put it in the belly and there be gaps open in that offense, in that center guard triangle that Coach Mack always talk about? Be gone. I think they're going to go down, and I don't think it's going to be easy.
No, it won't be easy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think it's going to be a dogfight, but I think they pull it out, man.
Well, and the one thing, Mississippi State was a 2.5-point favorite when they went to LSU and got beat by 15. And so LSU did a good job against that Mike Leach offense, so they have players. They always have players. Yeah. Now, one key element to this story is quarterback Jaden Daniels and his health. Because Brian Kelly was on Paul Feinbaum's show, and he was talking about the difference, and coaches always talk about this. I don't know about players, but coaches do. There's a difference between being hurt and injured.
Yeah.
Injured, my staff will be able to help you. You can't go.
Yep.
Hurt, can you fight through it? Pain tolerance, all those things. He says he's hurt. So he's got a bursa sac issue in his knee. So they had an MRI done, and there was no damage, like structural damage. So it's just managing that.
That's cool.
And so, but does that take away from what he can do with his feet on the ground?
There you go. And what's your counter to that?
Yeah, and as an athlete, though, like you're running around, you want to play your game, but you're also very aware of the injured part of your body, right?
Yep.
Like, so it is, top of mind thinking.
You're going to safeguard it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to safeguard it. You walking into that situation, Jaden Daniels, in order to be him and to be as effective as he is, he's that leading rusher, y'all. So, he got to be able to get out there and get out that pocket and scramble and some RPOs and get down the field. If you take that away, it's different. And I do love that Tennessee was able to see Anthony Richardson before seeing him. You know what I'm saying? And
similar skill sets, but Richardson, by
it's
far
bigger.
and away is the more widely acclaimed guy in the country, right? And he performed well.
Yes, he did.
Against Tennessee. And I'll tell you one little, kind of low-key thing to watch is Tennessee doesn't like to play zone defense.
Right.
They like to play man defense.
Yep.
But against Florida, you go back and watch the tape, they played a lot of zone.
Yeah.
I didn't see the analytics, so I don't know what the percentages are, but just naked eye, I did see some chunk plays against zone coverage because Tennessee's not comfortable playing zone. But you have to play zone against a quarterback like this because you can't just turn and run with the receiver or the quarterback's going to be running right up your butt.
They're going to do what Hendon Hooker did.
Yeah.
Just run right up through there. Yeah.
So I do wonder if Tennessee will put more zone out there against Jaden Daniels and make him throw into zone windows, because – listen, and Brian Kelly talked about it on Feinbaum. He said, you cannot throw the ball for 85 yards and win consistently in this league.
You're absolutely right.
So he was talking about how Daniels has to be more comfortable throwing to non-wide open people and let the receivers make a play. Because, Butte, you say yesterday, one of the best receivers in the country.
Ain't touching it.
What's he got, like 4 for 90?
Yeah, ain't touching it. Nope, that ain't going to work. You got to get your guys involved. That was the same thing we were saying about Tillman before he emerged, before they made the quarterback swap, and all of a sudden he just started emerging. But another thing too, y'all, with that and telling Daniels that he needs to throw and be comfortable with it, comes the era of throwing an interception. At some point, like right now, he don't got no picks. At some point, neither does Hendon Hooker.
Because he's being too careful.
Because he's being careful with it. You know what I'm saying?
So now you try to flip that as a coach, and then he throws into coverage and throws an interception. Like, well, coach told me to do it.
Right. Right. Then you get the mind game going. Then I'm going to run. Then you got to worry about that knee. It's a lot. Hey, it's a lot that can come into play, man. We're going to see how it goes.
Yeah, from a Tennessee perspective, Tillman, it really feels like somebody's watching you. That they're waiting to get him ready for the Alabama game, to me. Right?
Yep. Oh, you fine with that?
Yeah.
I am too.
Yeah. I think they're deep with frontline type players at wide receiver.
There you go.
I mean, Hyatt has shown it. Yeah. Brew has shown it.
Yep.
Now Ramel Keaton has shown it.
We still ain't talking about Walker Merrill and Squirrel White. So, man. The tight end spot. Keep on harping on that. Warren showed some things against Florida. Still waiting on Fant. He was able to redeem himself after having that fumble.
Yep.
That tight end spot, man, is going to be key.
Talking a little college football on 3HL. We'll get into the Titans-Washington matchup at 4:20. But Mississippi State went from an 8-point favorite over Arkansas to 9.5 over Arkansas.
What's going on up there?
I don't know, 23rd ranked Bulldogs, man. I told you in offseason this was my team.
You did.
Go Bull Puppies. Missouri at Florida. Florida, a 10.5-point favorite in that matchup. Georgia and Auburn, the 126th meeting of Auburn, Georgia. Georgia, a 29.5 to 30-point favorite over Auburn.
When you said 126, I thought that was the spread.
Hunk is sometimes an Auburn fan. Number 9, Ole Miss at Vanderbilt. Ole Miss by 17. 3 o'clock on the SEC Network.
I'm shocked at that number. Even though I don't believe in Jackson Dart. I just thought Ole Miss would be.
By the way, what a great name for a Mississippi quarterback.
Yeah,
Jackson Dart.
That's perfect for him, man.
Yeah.
Think about it. Get on there on that dirt road and dart on up the street, boy. Listen.
Or throw a dart at Vanderbilt secondary.
Go ahead.
Well, and Vanderbilt's freshman quarterback putting up some numbers.
Yeah, he is. So is what you train?
No.
Oh, okay.
South Carolina at Kentucky. Kentucky by 9.5 in that matchup, and Texas A&M at number 1 Alabama. Texas A&M got to figure out their offense, man. They lost their number 1 playmaker at wide receiver. We told you last week that was an easy pick for them to go down. They went down.
This may get embarrassing.
They can't score.
This may be embarrassing, y'all. If Bryce Young can or cannot go, it don't even matter.
Jimbo needs to turn the offense over to somebody else. It is archaic in nature. And then one other point spread. We'll go through all these with Todd Fuhrman, but Texas, a 7-point favorite over Oklahoma. That would be 3 consecutive losses for the Sooners if they went down in that matchup. That's a lot of points.
Going to be interesting. In a red rivalry shootout, boy.
In the offseason, if I'd have told you, hey, Texas is going to be favored by 7 over Oklahoma, you'd be like, what?
Man, give me them 7.
Yeah.
I'm taking them.
And then Utah, your Utes, Kevin Dyson's Utes, at number 18 UCLA. That's a great game coming up, 2:30 on Fox. Utah by 4.5 there. Titans, a 3.5-point favorite over the Commanders. We'll talk about that matchup when we come back. 17 sacks. That's what Washington has allowed for Carson Wentz. Is it because he holds the ball too long?
Y'all want to know about Carson Wentz, what I think?
He does have a long neck. We'll be right back. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Strikeout wings. Get in there. Yeah. Hey. 3961 Nolensville Pike, Plaza Mariachi, location. 123 Ewing Drive, location. Strikeout wings, sweet and sassy, home of greatness. That's what it is, man. And get on in there and tell them the Ron Slate special. That's what you want. You want that? Sweet and sassy and lemon pepper drizzle on it. They got a new one too, though. Hey, try this one out. Cajun with lemon pepper drizzle on it. Ooh, nope. Sweet and sassy with the Cajun. Ooh, Man, so many different flavors you can mix up. Go on in there and try it out, man. I'm telling you, I ain't going to lead you wrong. And when you do it, tag me, man, and send me the picture. I'm going to retweet it out, man, and let me know what the goodness is all about. But this right here is special for y'all. This right here. Lunch combo special. I know y'all been waiting on it. Y'all been like, hey, well, y'all done gave us the wrong slate, but y'all ain't did no price special, though. Lunch combo special, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every day but Tuesday. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. $8.99 lunch special. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get in there. Still like out wings.
With your home value up again, you are sitting on a pile of money. Don't just let it sit there. Use it. Hey, it's Dawn Davenport for my friends at Loan Pronto. Check out Loan Pronto's equity line of credit program. You don't have to refinance, but you can access up to 97% of your home's value. Get cash now, pay off all your credit cards, or do that home improvement project. Get your down payment for a new home or stash away for a safety net. You can get $50,000, even $100,000 or more out of your home, and the payments right now are crazy low. Think what you could do with $100,000 right now. Loan Pronto makes unlocking your equity easy, and they can probably even waive the appraisal too. Don't just let all that home equity pile up. Turn your house into an ATM machine. You don't have to refinance, but you can access up to 97% of your home's value. Get the cash you need. Call Loan Pronto now, 615-499-5780. That's what I did. LoanPronto.com, 499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Ron Slay in the building. Dawn Davenport is in Orlando, Florida. She'll be on the ESPN2 sidelines tonight, calling SMU at UCF. Little Baby Hunksters play tonight at 9 o'clock on the Zone TV feeds.
I can't wait.
What's the easiest way people can consume that product?
If you just follow me on Twitter or follow 104.5 The Zone on Twitter, the moment we go live, you get that notification.
Twitter is where I get them at.
All right, then.
But Twitter, you can't. I be responding. You can't see the response.
Oh, no, I see you because you know what? You've been bashing me about dropping back so long, and then 1 second right before I threw the interception or I fumbled, you went right there. Stay right there in the pocket. Good job. Like, oh, you got sacked.
Because he been going back. His offensive lineman looking like, dude, he's dropping our way back. We might as well let our blocks go.
You know what's funny is like Hunk has like non-traditional dropbacks. Hendon Hooker has non-traditional dropbacks. Everybody talks about 5 step, 7 step, 3 step. Hooker will go 4 and stop. And like we talked about this before. I was like, in that Pittsburgh game.
Yep. We go flat footed.
And just stop.
He ain't on his toes. It's like he's like a clock. And when he don't go, boom, he gone.
But when he does that, like none of the defensive linemen have their hands up yet.
Nope.
So I don't know. It looks funny to me, but
it is. Just focus on getting the guy, man.
Hey, by the way, a Barstool Sports restaurant is playing for the longtime home of Joe's Crab Shack down in downtown Nashville, per the Nashville Post. So new stuff coming to town, always in all ways. Colts running back Jonathan Taylor out Thursday,
man.
As 1-2-1, Indianapolis plays the Broncos in Denver. Denver is a 3.5-point favorite in this matchup. The Colts better win. They're not going to, are they?
Don't you put that pressure on Matty Ryan. Don't you do him that
Matty Ryan can handle the pressure.
No, we've seen him in pressure.
Matty Ryan can handle the truth, Ron Slay.
All right, you want me to go and give you a prediction of what's going to happen in the game?
His head's going to get lobbed off that big long neck.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Big Alizé gonna show up in a
they don't want
Broncos
him,
linebacker.
They don't want him. He was a problem. Bet first half on the Broncos. Because what happened, Nathaniel's gonna go down. Then he's gonna have he's gonna have 285 passing yards at the end of the game because they're down 10 or more. That's what's gonna happen. And then I know they ain't winning. Because this is a must win for Denver too. Like
they're 2-2.
They got to get on the ball, though. Their wins aren't. And listen, you take a win. A win is a win.
Well, you're in the AFC West too.
You know what I'm saying? You can't keep losing ground, man. Like y'all got to get on the ball up there. Get Sutton the ball. You got some guys. You got to get the ball. Judy, like I don't know what's going on.
Judy. The Redskins. There we go.
There you are.
The Commanders have lost 3 games in a row. They beat the Jaguars and they tried to lose that one, Slay. They tried to lose that one.
They tried the best, y'all. They tried the best.
Then they lost to the Lions, 36-27. They lost to the Eagles, 24-8. And they lost to the Cowboys, 25-10. So they've scored 18 points in the last 8 quarters.
Chase Young, man, they need him back so bad.
I know, and he's not back this week, which is big news. Titans a 3.5-point favorite now in Washington.
Yeah.
By the way, the Titans have designated linebacker Monty Rice to return to practice. They have 21 days in which they can activate him. It's easy to, like, I sit around, like, you activate yourself all the time. I would think it'd be easy to activate him.
I get activated.
All the time.
That's right.
So what is going on with Carson Wentz? Why has he been sacked 17 times so far this season?
Well, first of all, Wentz is just being Wentz. You know, it's one thing. Like, when you battered and bruised, man, it's hard to shake that off, man. And they just think about putting a different jersey on him. You're going to shake off who he is. You can't. I mean, he is who he is. Like, you done saw what he went through in Philly. You say, you know what, let's put him back with his old coach, you know, his old QB coach. You had to get him going. That didn't work either. Now you going to a guy that wants to run the ball in Rivera. Like, that ain't what we want you to be doing, Carson. It's just out here launching the ball everywhere and then holding the ball before you launch it. Like, first of all, you got to get your launch times together.
Yeah.
Launch time's a little bit off, man.
Well, and he's not throwing the ball down the field anymore. He threw first 2 games, he threw for 313 against Jacksonville, 337 against Detroit. By the way, if you haven't seen this stat, Detroit leads the NFL in points per game and points allowed per game. Number 1 in the NFL.
See.
You want to see a shootout, watch Detroit.
See, that's my boy Jared Goff. That's why I picked him up on fantasy. He's just going to launch it. He might throw it away, but
in the last 2 games, though, that's right. Carson Wentz under 60% throwing the football. And through against Philadelphia, 25 of 43, 211 yards. He was sacked 9 times.
Golly. Whoa. Man, it's a party back there.
Everybody's invited.
Yeah, I wanted to give out invitations to this, so it's just open door
policy.
BYOS, bring your own sacks. Come on. It's a party right here at me. Just meet me up.
Yeah, 25 of 43, 211, no touchdowns, no interceptions, 9 sacks. He ran the ball 3 times for 22 yards.
Wow.
Against Dallas, 25 of 42. I mean, really similar numbers. 170 yards. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and was only sacked twice. I think he was trying to get the ball out, and he was throwing shorter routes. So 25 completions for 170 yards. That's 4 yards per pass attempt, where it was 7.6 against Jacksonville. So they are trying to help him with quicker throws.
Yeah.
So that's that.
I
heard Rhett Bryan say it this morning with Ramon, Kayla, and Will. By the way, congrats to those guys.
Yeah.
Show number 1 in the books. I listened this morning. It sounded great. It was awesome.
It out.
Kayla doing a great job throwing that personality out there. Love it. Will directing traffic, and Ramon being big savagery. Ramon Foster.
As he is.
But I heard Rhett Bryan talking about it with a quick pass game. This is a big Jeff game.
Yeah.
Explode in those first 3 steps, like Albert Haynesworth told us a couple weeks ago, and get back there.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it. I wondered did Scary Terry go over this with Rivera or management or whoever before this signing took place, because after he got the big old bag and then they brought Carson Wentz in there, I wondered did he say, yep, it's all about the money.
What are you doing, Terry?
Yeah, it's all about the money. Curtis Samuel. They got some guys, man. Dotson.
Who's hurt?
Like, oh, well, you know what? I tell you what.
Todd Fuhrman can play wide receiver for the Commanders.
Oh, he would.
Todd, what's up? How are you?
Give Todd a screen pass.
I'm doing all right, gentlemen. And no, I could definitely not play wide receiver as Commanders. That's actually one of their positions of strength.
Yeah.
Now, when you're talking about coaching and trying to get this team a little bit more buttoned up, I'd like to think I'd be able to help in that regard.
Well, Todd, you can do what you can do. I mean, there's always been self-aware.
You know, Slay, I'm a little bit limited in my athletic ability. I don't have delusions of grandeur, much like you, thinking you could still run a 4.40 over there.
Hey, man, says who I can't.
Me. And you. And the athletic gods.
We haven't done it.
I saw you get up to go get your Chick-fil-A. I mean, it was pretty quick twitch for an arthritic hip.
I get on down through there, man, when I need to.
Curtis Samuel did not practice today with an illness. Jahan Dotson did not practice today with a hamstring. When you're looking at point spreads and everything, how closely do you pay attention to these injury reports?
I'll monitor the injury report for the NFL teams every single day of the week. When they come out starting Wednesday, you put a little bit of stock in Wednesday. Thursday slightly more important, and then Friday is typically the big one, unless teams follow a certain practice where they're not going to have players go, because there are a number of teams, and whether it's the Chargers or others, that'll have key personnel that are allowed to sit out on Friday. So you don't want to raise red flags prematurely, chase after a particular number. Or an injury in that case, that'll have absolutely no impact on some of your investment decisions.
Todd, let's start with some of these games, and let's go to number 9, Ole Miss at Vanderbilt. The numbers come down a little bit to 17. Why is that, and what do you think?
I think the big question is, what does Ole Miss have to prove in this particular spot? In the wake of outlasting Kentucky, leaning on their defense to come up with 2 key turnovers late in the game, do they have to go out there and absolutely obliterate a Vanderbilt team that comes into this game a little bit well-rested? We've seen them show some punch offensively, and they've obviously now had 2 weeks to lick their wounds from a 55-3 defeat at the hands of the Crimson Tide. Meanwhile, Ole Miss, no doubt, been a great story so far this season, 5-0. Kentucky probably the first win that showed what they might be capable of doing, but they weren't dominant by any stretch of the imagination. Closed a 6.5, 7-point favorite. Don't get you to the window there. And over the next 2 weeks, I'm still not sure we're going to have a good indication of exactly what Ole Miss is until they go through a stretch that shows them playing LSU, A&M, Alabama, Arkansas, and Mississippi State to close out the season. So I would lean towards Vanderbilt plus the points, but not a game that I'll probably be invested in.
You've been doing this a long time. Have you ever seen Auburn listed as a 30-point underdog?
The biggest one I remember recently was, some of the games in the Iron Bowl against Alabama, and it's definitely not normal territory for them to be in. I think it just speaks to how much they've struggled of late, although last week a little bit misleading. They did have a 17-0 lead against LSU. LSU had one of the lowest win expectancies of all of college football so far this season. It was a defensive score that they gave up to LSU, but they were able to hold Jaden Daniels largely in check. This just feels like one of those games, but I said it last week that I'm waiting for Georgia to break out. One game against Kent State I can write off. A game in Columbia against Missouri where you have to basically take that into the fourth quarter, a little bit more of a red flag. If they struggle with Auburn this Saturday at home, then I'm going to have to downgrade Georgia substantially. So I'll lean towards the favorite here, like the game under a bit, but, so tough to navigate 30-point spreads in conference play because you're just not sure what you're going to get from these teams if that margin does come into play.
And for those that don't know, when you say downgrade Georgia, you're talking about your power number and how you relate that to each matchup each week.
Yep, exactly right. And when I look at Ohio State, Alabama, and Georgia so far this season, I can more or less throw a blanket over that trio of teams. Any matchup that you want, if they were all played on a neutral field, you wouldn't have any of those teams favored by more than 2 points. You do have a pretty substantial drop-off when you get to the likes of Clemson, Michigan, and then another tier down to Tennessee, Utah, Oregon, Texas, and even Notre Dame and Penn State to some extent.
Well, since you just mentioned that, let's go on down through there then. Tennessee going down to Baton Rouge on the occasion.
And Tennessee, a road favorite in this spot against LSU, right around a field goal. Again, guys, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I think odds makers did a great job with this particular number. LSU will get downgraded from a home field advantage standpoint, as we've talked about, because the game kicks off at 11 o'clock local time instead of at night. Tennessee, a slight upgrade with extra time to prepare. You would have preferred the Vols to have Cedric Tillman at 100%. He appears to be a week away. From what I've read, the Slay may have better intel. They're optimistic about him potentially returning for Alabama. This feels a bit premature. The one area that I think Tennessee has a very favorable matchup, though, is with their secondary that I think is the most vulnerable part of this Tennessee football team. LSU hasn't shown an ability to throw consistently. Jaden Daniels was just 8 of 20 against Auburn last week. Brian Kelly said he wanted to be a little bit more aggressive with his defense. And while LSU has great receivers, if you don't have the facilitator to get them the ball in space, I'm not sure they're able to really go out there and attack Tennessee the way you need to. So for me, guys, I lean towards Tennessee, but obviously we'll be rooting for them to set up a top 5 potential showdown next Saturday at Neyland Stadium against Bama.
Save your voice, Todd, because we waiting on you to get to the tailgate. You're gonna get your wish on this one, baby. You're getting your wish.
Hey, I'm doing what I can, Slay. I'm hoping your boys go out there and perform, but I need to see them a little bit better in that secondary. I mean, Anthony Richardson was playing pitch and catch. Those guys are running wide open, and even I might have been able to catch one of those balls in the middle of the defense for 12 to 15 yards downfield on third down.
And at the end of that game, the result was
a non-cover, most importantly, and that's all that really matters in this business.
I love it, Todd. Hey, while we're in the SEC, Mississippi State out to a 9.5-point favorite over Arkansas now. Why is that?
This is mainly to do with the status of KJ Jefferson. Sam Pittman said he wasn't practicing earlier today on his SEC conference call. And when you look at the downgrade for what Arkansas will have on their roster, it raises some red flags. It's also why this total has ticked down a little bit as well, from 61 down. This Arkansas team defensively has been a downright dumpster fire so far this year. They did show a tremendous amount of fight last week, erasing a 28-7 deficit against Bama, but they weren't able to get off the field against Jalen Milroe and, of course, Jahmyr Gibbs when they got going. Mississippi State, we know it won't run the ball at you. They're going to play a little bit of pitch and catch, and I think there's some big plays to be had against this Arkansas secondary. So that explains the moves, all about KJ Jefferson's status dealing with the concussion that he suffered last week against Bama.
Florida by 10.5 over Missouri at home.
Interesting game for me because, when you look at the numbers, Missouri has been upgraded with their performances recently, but you wonder what the Tigers have left in the tank. They were gutted in overtime in a game they should have won against Auburn, followed up with a very strong four-quarter effort as a 30-point underdog last week against Georgia. Yeah. Can they run it back again against Florida, who had a dress rehearsal, even on a short week against Eastern Washington? And that, for me, is the real problem. Florida's not a team that I'm extremely comfortable laying this kind of price tag with in the league. We've talked about their depth concerns that I think will rear their head as they get into the heart of that SEC East Conference play. But I would want no part of Missouri here. I think you're buying Tiger stock kind of at the top of the market, and I think this is a fair number. I made the game 12, so a small touch of value if it were to drop to 10 on Florida.
Todd Fuhrman with us, Bet the Board podcast. He's also all over CBS properties. Check out the podcast, though. It's awesome. And if I'd have told you Texas would be a 7-point favorite over Oklahoma in the offseason, would you have bought that?
No, not for a second. It would have raised serious doubt about what Brett Venables had done in his first season. But I also didn't think Oklahoma would give up nearly 500 yards to TCU in one half of football down there in Fort Worth last weekend. But here we are. Meanwhile, Oklahoma probably going to go into battle without Dylan Gabriel. And when you look at some of their other options, about a 6 to 7 point drop off at minimum to Davis Bevel. So it helps explain why this number is here. Some optimism in Austin that Quinn Ewers could be back. I wouldn't make a huge upgrade there, knowing that Hudson Card is filled in. The bigger concern that Oklahoma has to address is, can they slow down Bijan Robinson? I'm not sure they have answers on the roster. You lose one of your top members of the secondary, and I think that opens it up for Texas's talented tandem of receivers, and Xavier Worthy and Jatavian Sanders. The hard part, guys, and why I haven't laid the points with Texas just yet, this series has been extremely close, regardless of what you've seen from X's and O's standpoint. 9 straight games between these familiar programs decided by one possession. Oklahoma looking to try and win their 5th straight, but Texas, when you're talking about having dominated a series, they've done that when these teams haven't been ranked. 10-1-1 in the history of the Red River rivalry, but it'll be the first time since 1998 we see Texas and Oklahoma where neither team is ranked in the AP Top 25.
Goodness, great. You're right about that. Well, since we're in the Big 12 real quick, game day is going to Kansas. What you think about this TCU? Either one of these teams for real?
Yeah. I mean, I think TCU is more for real than Kansas. Let's put it that way. When you look at TCU, Sonny Dykes took over a program that the cupboard wasn't completely bare when they let Gary Patterson walk. Quarterback-wise, Max Duggan has done an outstanding job filling in. They have game breakers at the running back position and at wide receiver. The one concern I have for TCU coming into the year was along the offensive and defensive line, and they've answered the bell thus far. I don't think Kansas is the kind of team that can push them in that regard. Lance Leipold deserves a ton of credit. I mean, Kansas's win total, Slay, was 2.5 coming into the year, and here we are with the Jayhawks, 1 win away from bowl eligibility. The last time they started a season this well, they went to the Orange Bowl with Todd Reesing as their starting quarterback. TCU is nearly a touchdown favorite for a reason, but it is worth mentioning that Kansas has had some support at the top of the market at 7. I just think Kansas is a little bit of smoke and mirrors. I had Iowa State last weekend against the Jayhawks, and gentlemen, let me tell you, that was the worst 30 minutes of football I watched. Iowa State continued to settle for field goals. Kansas accumulated a grand total of negative 23 yards on their final 4 drives of the game, yet we're still able to get out of Lawrence with a 14-11 victory.
Wow. Well, I know I'm going with that one. Utah. What about Utah? Utah series, ever since Florida, they've been on it. I know they ain't played nobody, but
this is one of the more polarizing games of the weekend, quite honestly. As you've seen a battle in the betting market. This one opened up with Utah a 3-point favorite, got out as far as 4.5, and there was some resistance that came in earlier today. We actually did a full deep dive on this game, and I think a lot of the listeners that have questions will find it fascinating because Brad Powers and Payne were on opposite sides of the cases they were trying to make. Utah was a side that we were real high on coming into the year, but they've disappointed me a little bit. There's some injury concerns. They haven't been able to get the ground game going. And defensively, you wonder if playing against a mobile quarterback in Anthony Richardson week 1 prepares them for Dorian Thompson-Robinson here, or if it exposes some of the concerns you have there. Meanwhile, UCLA, they do get the extra day. They had the confidence-building win that was a lot more dominant than the 40-32 score against Washington was. And when you look at this Bruins team, I mean, maybe Chip Kelly has it going in the right direction. This, of all the games, I think will tell us more about perceived conference contenders on Saturday than maybe any other across the entire landscape.
Let's go to the NFL. Titans in Washington. And typically speaking, if the Titans were a 3.5-point underdog like they were last week, you go Titans. If they're a 3.5-point favorite, as they are this week, you probably go the other way, right?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have a general idea of where I'm going here. I'm not buying Titan stock at the top of the market. And the reality of it was they raced out to that 24-3 lead against the Colts and then did absolutely nothing. And that was as much the Colts' inability to hang on to the football, which the Titans' defense deserves a ton of credit for. And it was good to see Derrick Henry get going as he'd been bottled up through the first couple of games. But it's all about the number. And the Titans, in my opinion, don't deserve to be nearly a field goal favorite, even against a team that's appeared to be as inept as the Washington Commanders. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes in Washington that gives you a little bit of cause for pause. But think about it this way. Washington was a field goal underdog on the road in Dallas. Now they're on nearly a field goal underdog at home against the Tennessee Titans. I think this is where Washington stock has hit rock bottom. But at 2.5, it's a no play. If it gets to 3, a definite value bet for me on the Commanders here.
Yeah, I just saw 3.5 on my site, so there you go.
Todd, they're terrible.
You know what, Slay? There are a lot of teams that are terrible, but you know what we say in this business? The point spread is the great equalizer, and if you only want to bet on good teams, you ain't going to have a whole lot of money left at the end of football season.
Todd, do you think that Ron Slay enjoyed watching Matt Ryan fumble the football in the first quarter the other day?
I don't think he enjoyed it for a second, but you know what, Brent? Just hit the rewind button for 12 minutes. If Slay can still run a 4.4, he might be able to throw the ball 40 yards downfield. So maybe Slay can buckle in his chin strap, and the Colts will bring him into camp, and he can take over that offense that's really floundered through the first couple of games of the season.
Be much better than Nathaniel Ryan.
Do you think they win Thursday? They really need a win, man.
Bad.
They do, but so does Denver. I think the number is extremely fair, given the questions we'll have about both these offenses. Jonathan Taylor not going to go for the Colts. No Javonte Williams for the Denver Broncos, and we've seen some of the fumbling problems that Melvin Gordon has shown already.
Man.
This total was extremely sharp early in the week. 43.5 were open. We're now down to 42. Professional bettors bet it under full game. They bet it under first half. These are, though, the spots where the Colts have typically thrived. When you write them off for dead, they go out there and put together a complete effort. I just haven't seen enough because even in the win against the Kansas City Chiefs, they were underwhelming to say the least. And if it wasn't for special teams miscues, there's a very good chance Indianapolis is still searching for their first win of the season.
Yep.
Is there a game that we missed that you want to hit on, college or pro?
When we look at the college slate, some interesting stuff to try and process on the board. I think there are a couple of totals that are mildly intriguing. But you know what? Let's go a little bit off the grid completely to Mid-American action. A game that'll kick off at 1 o'clock Central. Ohio is a double-digit favorite against Akron. The Zips have actually played a little bit better in recent weeks. They were very close against Liberty. Liberty was dealing with some quarterback depth issues. Jared Irons has shown better command of Joe Moorhead's offense. And this is an Ohio Bobcats team that has struggled immensely to slow down anybody. They gave up more than 700 yards last week against Kent State, but the game went to overtime because Kent State had a number of drives that were short on downs. I like Akron plus the points and would not be shocked whatsoever if Zippy Chippy wins this game outright.
Wow. There you go. All right. Thank you, Todd. See you in studio next week.
Brett. Yeah, that's what we're going to work on, but I'm glad you got your calendar figured out because days of the week are tough when you get to be a man your age. I get it completely.
Damn, Todd. See you, buddy.
Shots fired.
I mean, I thought he was in town this week. It's next week.
I told him, I said, bro, you got a 2-week bachelor trip? That's legit.
I don't know how you pulling that off.
To Nashville and Knoxville?
Yeah, ain't that far. Ain't that big a difference.
What you got there? We'll be right back. Well, I tell you about my friends at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, Jason. I don't know that Jason's ever cried unless, like, he ran out of tequila or something. I don't know. Jason's a fun-loving dude, and you're going to love him at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. He and his crew, they are experts in everything in their store. So if you go in there, you can get what you need and get what you always get, or you can ask for recommendations about other things, maybe in the wine field. Bourbon, craft beers. They've got gift packages that they can put together for special occasions. Maybe you're a real estate agent out there and want a closing gift for your client. Jason and his crew at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits can help you out. They've also got cigars in there, and I walked in there, and I was just blown away by the selection. Love it. I've got a cigar sitting on my dresser right now. It feels like that kind of night tonight as I sit and watch Joe Hunk and the Little Baby Titans play.
Speaking of crying.
Try to pick up their first win. I might enjoy a cigar from Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. They've got everything you need, along with the care and the expertise to point you in the right direction. They have an expansive bourbon, wine, craft beer selections. Again, for me, it's tequila time right now. I like to just sip on some añejo, and I go brand to brand there. I usually ask Jason which one he prefers, and then try a different one each and every time and ask him a different question. Locally owned and operated in Brentwood for more than 17 years. Open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 9. MarylandFarmsWS.com is the website. That's MarylandFarmsWS.com. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits.
All right, summer is over. You know what that means. Declutter and organize the house. And you want your house to be organized and beautiful. Maybe you want a new closet, Artisan Custom Closets. Maybe you want a garage organization system that's beautiful and practical. Artisan Custom Closets, home office, laundry room, mud room, pantry. Artisan Custom Closets does it all. They actually came and redid my garage for me, put in a beautiful panel on the wall so that I could hang things. I've got a huge basket that carries all our basketballs. It's organized. It's gorgeous. Hey, you might want one too. Artisan Custom Closets can do it. They actually have a showroom here. It is back open. So go check them out online, artisancustomclosets.com. Call them to make an appointment and you can go see their showroom, see everything they have to offer, and see if they can help you say goodbye to clutter. Get a free in-home consultation today. And here's the best part. If you tell them you heard about Artisan Custom Closets from me, Dawn, on the Zone, they give you 10% off whatever your project is, no matter how big or small. Don't forget to ask about their financing, 615-800-2199. That's 800-2199, artisancustomclosets.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Dude, it's already Thursday this week, man. I mean, it's already there. Might as well be there.
Oh, yeah.
According to Buck, it's been Thursday all day.
I know. Man, that guy had me fooled.
He fooled you, y'all. Don't be fooled.
I was like,
Don't
dang,
be
it's
fooled.
Thursday. Don't be cruel.
No, fooled. I don't want you to be fooled.
By the way, we're watching the Green Bay New England game, and basically, what's his name? Aaron Rodgers said, basically, I don't know how we won this game. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't really even have a quarterback. And I'm like, hang on, man.
Yep.
They have my guy Bailey Zappi from Western Kentucky.
Who you was hype about, too, boy.
Dude, I started texting y'all.
That's your guy for real.
I was like, this guy's going to get it done. Like, I didn't have any hope that I don't like Mac Jones. I'm not a Mac Jones guy.
Not Mac Jones?
No, not Mac Jones. Bailey Zappi, 10 of 15, 99 yards and a touchdown as a rookie third stringer. How about that? I mean, initially they had Brian Hoyer start the game.
Yeah.
Remember he had lost 11 consecutive
Yep.
NFL starts?
Yep.
Well, that's 12.
There you go. Put that on your record.
Yeah. But how about my boy from Western Kentucky, man? What's about to happen? What's about to happen? Look at the light. Look at the light.
I try to get it out. It wouldn't come out.
Do you know, think about it, the Patriots could be on their third string QB.
Yeah.
The Giants might be playing their third string QB this weekend.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Danny Dimes
Logan
went.
Woodside, get ready. You never know.
No, honk.
What are you trying to do?
Yeah,
What is this guy doing? Speaking things into
I have
existence.
no earthly idea on that day.
Just saying, those third stringers need to be prepared.
No, the third stringers need to be prepared for practice.
Well, my question is, how's Brian Hoyer, the second stringer, and Bailey Zappi, the third stringer? It probably isn't anymore.
Nah, dude. That's just for that's something that Belichick just got going.
Porciano and giggles.
He ain't worried.
That's something Belichick's got going on.
he ain't worried
Hey,
about
speaking of the Patriots, well, not anymore, but it made me think of this guy, Tom Brady. We all talked about the weird crap that must be going on in his life. Reportedly, he and Giselle both filed for divorce.
Here we go.
That was so obvious.
Yep.
That he had told her he was going to retire, and then it didn't take. So then, spend more time with the family and all that. But then it didn't take. So then he's going to come back and play. And she's like, you better choose us or the family. And so he took that time off. And then he said, screw y'all. I'm playing. And then she said, okay, bye.
It's simple.
It's easy, right?
Try to tell Babs it. It's
I am
Terradome.
a super model. Everybody wants me, and you just don't want to be here.
Yeah, I ain't got time. It's the game or you. What you gonna choose? He chose the game. But he would dirt you. Peace. See you, Giselle.
In between time.
Yeah, I get another supermodel. That's probably what he said.
Well, I
love
mean,
y'all to death.
he looks awful, too. Have you noticed?
Hey, man, listen. The terror. I'm trying to explain.
What do you call it? Emaciated?
No, I call it the Terradome. All men out there know about the Terradome. You don't want to be in the Terradome.
What is the Terradome?
That is when it is problems with your spouse. Hey, you don't want no keep that ship going straight.
Oh my
Dude, you
no
had
rocking.
me so scared right
I thought
there.
you just went Pop-Tart on us.
Dang, Teair.
No.
Teair
I'm letting
Tart.
y'all know, man. I'm telling you. I told you what was for that. Me and Savage sat up and tried to tell y'all what was going to happen. And you did too, y'all.
Yeah.
It's part of it, man. Like, hey, stay away from that orange alert. Don't never get the orange. You got to stay in, what is it, green or yellow? No, you don't need to go no higher than yellow if you got extracurricular activities like sports or something you got to go do.
Oh.
Entertainment, you got to go talk or something like that. You need to stay at yellow. You get the red or orange, good night. Good night. That part is over.
Extended stay.
That ship done sailed.
Can you stop saying ship? Just stop it. Just get it out of your vocabulary.
Cousin Danny couldn't wait to get this message out on YouTube. Giselle hired Eli Manning as her divorce attorney. Dude's an expert at robbing rings from TV 12. Danny, just go ahead and log off after that one.
Yeah,
man.
good one.
It ain't going to get any better.
Yeah, you did it.
Hey, 5 o'clock hour coming up. Stay tuned. 3HL. We call it the happy hour next on 104.5.
Let's get it, baby. What's happening, good people? What's happening? Where do you need to go? What do you want to do? You want to get a car. So where you need to go? Let me explain to you. 2430. Gallatin Pike North. You got that written down? You do? Good. So if you're hearing all the scary things about getting a car, just diving into the auto industry at all, you hearing about the prices skyrocketing? Is that what you're listening to? Is that what's got you so scared, or is it really just Halloween around the corner? If it's a car, well, I got the place for you. You'll never receive any of these horror stories or, scary types of things when you're talking about prices on cars at Music City Autoplex. That ain't what you get. Even in the month of October, things still getting good. They're committed to getting you the best choice because they got the most inventory. It's real simple. Over 350 units at every price range. Late model trucks, SUVs, cars, whatever it is. Available in all trim levels, man. See why they're the uncommon dealership? Do you understand it now? MusicCityAutoplex.com, 2430 Gallatin Pike North, Music City Autoplex. Go get your car. Money, 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 money. Money. Nope, this is not a sing-along. This is a way to get your money. How you going to do it? Superbook Sports. It's time to bet, people. Today is hump day. You know what starts tomorrow? Games. Thursday night football. Yep. Friday, college football. Saturday, more college football. Sunday, more football. Yo, Major League Baseball get ready to go into the playoffs too, man. Basketball, how you going to do it? I'm going to do it with Superbook Sports. That's how you should do it. Go download the Superbook Sports app right now. You hear that? Right came out because I'm going down to Tennessee LSU this weekend. Yeah, in Baton Rouge. So if Brian Kelly can do his voice and switch it up, I can do mine too. That's what I'm going to do. You need to get on there and visit superbook.com and start placing your bets. I'm placing mine. I'll let you know later in the week what I got, but offering up to $1,000 bonus when you sign up, deposit, and wager in the same day. Get into action right now with Superbook Sports. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Book it.
Good evening from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. Titans getting ready for that game with the Commanders on Sunday. Monty Rice has returned to practice. Now, the linebacker is staying on the IR for right now, but him returning to practice has opened up the 20-day window for him to potentially be activated. The injury report is out for the Titans. Majority of the names of the players that didn't practice today, you already know: Ola Daney, Traylon Burks, Zach Cunningham, and Bud Dupree, as well as Joe Jones. Now, Torrey Carter as well as Amani Hooker were limited today. Amani Hooker coming out of concussion protocol. He's still in it, but was able to practice. And Ugo Amadi is back to a full participant with that ankle injury. Now, with the Commanders, Jahan Dotson, he did not practice today with a hamstring injury. He's most likely not going Sunday or even next week for the Commanders. Now, Curtis Samuel, who was out today, he was only out due to an illness. For all your foundation repair waterproofing needs, though, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, a flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Channel 104.5 The Zone. I'm Nashville. Brady Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Happy Wednesday. Better known as Hump Day. What are you doing over there?
I knew he was going to scream, so I thought he was going to scream too loud, so I left it off on purpose.
Nashville!
Are you ready for your trip to Baton Rouge?
Woo! I just got my ticket, baby. Yeah, I'm going to get me some gumbo down now, boy. I'll go get some of that gumbo down now.
I cannot believe you've never had a beignet.
I've never had a beignet.
How?
Because they ain't up here.
What about crawfish? You do that?
No, nope. I went down, and I'm telling you, when we went down there to the
suck the head.
Nope.
No, yeah, it's one of the most messiest foods you can have, man.
We went down to SEC. That's where our SEC tournament was my senior year, and we went to eat there before. We got there 3-4 days earlier.
You sound like you're in Baton Rouge right now.
I am. I am. They took me down there. They poured it all down on the table.
Yeah.
When they poured on the table.
Boil.
Yeah, I told Buzz.
The corn and potatoes and all of it.
You want me to play? I don't eat this. So I went to a table set by myself. Got me hamburger fries.
Because it comes out hotter than it goes in?
No, because that looks stupid. Like, pinch a head off and suck the juice. They said
it's the brains.
Yeah.
It's spicy, man.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're missing.
Yeah, y'all don't know who I am.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you did get wings at a German joint.
Well, that sound crazy.
Yeah, you didn't even get the schnitzel.
This ain't Germany.
I got brats in a blanket, though. That was German. It was legit.
Not for me.
How did that hold up for you?
It's actually really good.
Okay.
It was really, really good.
Fries were good. Wings were solid.
I mean, Bab's got the wings, too.
That's my girl. She ain't finna stray far away.
Well, she didn't want people to watch her eat wings is what her problem was.
She still got them.
Up on stage.
Up on stage.
Bob Seger. Tomorrow we bring the noise to Nashville West.
Yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings off Charlotte.
Be there.
That's exactly what I wrote next to off Charlotte. Be there.
That's right. I can read your mind. I ain't your man.
Be there. Friday, we're at Liberty Creek High School in Gallatin, which I've heard amazing things about.
So it's a beautiful school.
Yes.
Oh, we got something special planned for that. You guys don't even know about this yet.
What?
Yeah, see, I don't need no surprises.
What are we, running through the tunnel or something?
we running through the T.
I guess
running through the L.
Slay's kicking off.
Who are they playing
I'll
tomorrow
boot that
night?
thing. I got at least 30 yards in me. I'll boot that thing. I want one of them little funny shoes, though, for my kicking foot.
No, I was talking to Will Hoyt about this. You actually wear the funny shoe on the plant foot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Gives you stability.
Oh, I'm stable. I'm stable as they come.
Well, I can see you running off to that football. You plant that foot, and there goes the Achilles.
Charlie Brown. Hey, quit doing that, Euro. Hey, man, stop. Dude, you got to stop that. Like, sheesh. You ain't figured it out yet. You ain't gonna be happy till I ain't even gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it.
You are so wrong.
No, you're wrong. Dead wrong.
Dead
body.
Wrong. Tomorrow. Giveaway. Dead giveaway. What did they say at the end of that?
I know. That's what I was going to say. You might need to listen to that in private one more time. I was going to say the same thing.
Giveaway.
Yeah.
I'll hit that one instead.
Yeah, I don't know what that other one
I want
was.
to hear the other one. What did the other one do?
Okay.
Giveaway.
I don't know what that was.
Is it okay? Was it or was it not worse than what Teair Tart said? I just need to know.
When I have to hit the dump button on your sound effects, it's not good.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, y'all make sure meet us out west, Nashville.
This is what happened earlier in the show. So Slay was hungry, so he ordered Chick-fil-A. So we now have a doorbell in the building. So this girl that works downstairs named
Chloe.
Call
her Chloe.
Yeah, she answers the door. Like she's the designated door answerer. So here she comes with the Chick-fil-A. Well, me and Slay are doing the show. And we're just talking about, Titans and Commanders. And so I see her in the window by the door, and I wave her in. And so she comes in, and she's talking.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was like, she hears me start to talk to you about the defensive line or something.
Yeah.
And she gets this look on her face, like just terrified.
Yeah.
And she sets down the food. She's like 25 years old, Chloe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Chloe. Like 20. Do they care at 25?
She's 21, Euro.
21. Chloe's 21. So she sets the food down and leaves.
Yeah.
Well, I just went down to get some coffee, and she was like not happy with me. And so she was like, "Why did you wave me in?" And I said, "Because Big Slay was hungry."
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, yeah, but y'all were on the air." And I said, "Yeah, well, we run a loose ship up here." And she goes, "Well, you need to run a tighter ship." And I said, "Well, Dawn's not here."
That's right.
Are you still upset over all the ship using?
Yeah, can we just say boat? I mean, it's a boat.
How many times have we said that word all day today?
That's a good word.
So anyway, so she went back to watch the YouTube thing to make sure I waved her in because she was terrified downstairs. Anyway,
Next time she come in, we got to put her on the mic so she can say hello to the people.
Yeah. Babs Davenport in Orlando on the ESPN2 sidelines for SMU at UCF tonight. Central Florida, a 3-point favorite. Do you have a Slay?
I was thinking about that.
You have a parlay going?
We should have asked Todd Fuhrman. I forgot to ask Todd Fuhrman about that.
I almost said a parlay special.
But it could be. All we need is somebody to sponsor it. Then you'll have a parlay special.
Yeah. How is parlay special not sponsored?
That's amazing.
Interesting coaching matchup. Gus Malzahn, Rhett Lashley. Rhett Lashley was the offense coordinator for Gus at Auburn.
You could put offensive coordinator in quotes.
Yeah, and so Rhett Lashley was at Miami last year when they actually had a really good offense, and now Miami had all this expectation level this offseason. Lashley went to SMU to be the head coach, and now Miami's offense sucks.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes you can tell about a coach when he leaves.
Yep. And again, same thing happened at Auburn. That's why he left Auburn, and the only job he could get was at UConn because nobody thought he was really the offensive coordinator, and he had to work his way back up to where he is now.
Yeah, that's a good point. 3HL Happy Hour headline presented by Cake Stand Cocktails. Real Spirits Crushable Spice.
Crushable Spice.
That wasn't in my script.
No, that felt like ad-lib.
Reading the teleprompter.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Felt like ad-lib.
I might get a Cake Stand. I got to go to baseball practice.
Oh.
Might get a Cake Stand cocktail, put it in a Yeti.
Crushable Spice.
Coach Matt coming up at 5:20. We'll go through the matchup with the Washington football team coming up on Sunday. Why didn't they just leave it at that? I don't like the Commanders. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
And did you guys see their black unis that they rocked against Dallas, though?
It's sweet.
Those things are legit. Now, they're the ones that they're probably going to wear on Sunday is just their classic look, just with the new logo. But the new black ones look good.
That's a good thing. Ain't nobody going to never have one because nobody got no players they like on their team.
Yeah, but back in the day, man, Washington against Dallas, those NFC East matchups used to be so good, and now they're not.
So what's the logo? Just the W?
Just a W.
I said that's silly.
I think it looks cool, honestly.
So are they going to have a commander-in-chief?
Yeah, what would the commander look like? He'd be some comic book hero? Hey, I'm a commander. I command you to lose the football game.
It'll change every 4 years, and he just won't know where he's going as he's walking around. Just
falls off a skyscraper.
Boy, y'all.
Somehow survives. They should do a comic book series with the Washington Commander.
He's lost already. Is Babsy with us tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh.
For 24 hours.
Then she's back out.
Oh, she's leaving Friday?
I think she's leaving Friday for another place.
Now, see,
Man, she's on these ads talking about how she's got a 2-year-old and 4 dogs.
Yeah,
I'm like, what is my boy Travis Harder doing over there, man?
Going crazy right now.
We need to go over there, man.
And this man was the one about to get gypped on Father's Day.
Yeah.
And look at all he has to do.
Yep. You're right. Happy birthday, Brandon Wright, too.
Oh, be right. Birthday?
Mm-hmm.
Was he 25?
Probably. Be right don't age.
No, he doesn't.
He's
looked exactly the same for
him and Mercer. Them the only two people that. Well, Dante don't age either. There's a lot of people.
Dante Jones.
I guess I only age.
Travis Harder doesn't age either.
I got gray in my beard.
Should we just throw a 3HL party over at Harder's house?
Hell yeah.
While Dawn's out of town.
And stream it. Stream it.
Like back in high school. Mom's out of town.
Yeah, and stream it.
Party's at my house.
We can stream it while Hunk playing the Little Baby Maddens and the Little Baby Titans.
We could. Let's do it tonight.
We can do
That sound like a
Harder,
party.
we're coming over.
We're on the way, baby.
Here's the address. No, I'm just kidding. All right. We'll be right back. Coach
You
Mac
fools.
coming up. Yeah, that's what she's saying right now. She doesn't even know why. She just feels a disturbance in the force. Coach Mac next on 104.5 The Zone.
All right. Football season is well underway. We talk a lot about betting lines and all of that. And so if you haven't jumped into the fun, now's a perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, new customers, you get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. What does that mean? That means free bets back if that first bet does not win. Sign up with promo code DAWN to get that $1,000. And here's the deal with FanDuel. They have all your favorite bets, money line, point spreads, player props, and they also have live betting, which is really fun because you can get updated odds on games that have already started. And maybe you feel a swing, or maybe it's your team that you're betting on and watching, and you know what's coming up next, like the Titans' inability to do a whole lot in the second half. Make them pay for it. Here you go. All on an app. It's safe, secure, and easy to use. Sign up today with promo code DAWN for your no-sweat first bet. Promo code DAWN, DAWN. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 and older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets. That expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Tennessee Redline, 1-800-889-9789.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Dawn Davenport back tomorrow. She is in Central Florida. She's in Orlando for SMU at UCF. Central Florida favored by 3. TCU with a big win over Oklahoma over the weekend. Coach Mack joins us now. Coach, what did you think about that win?
Frogs. That's all I can say. Fear the frogs. Fear the frogs.
Baby.
That's all I can say. I've just been out in my front yard talking to Patrick, my mailman, about the game. Big Titans fan, huge 104.5 fan, so he's still in his truck. Patrick, shout out to you.
Shout out to Patrick, man.
And all the mailmen and women out there.
Kenan mailman.
Absolutely. Let's give a shout out to all of them because we'd all have big problems if we didn't have those guys. But we just had a nice talk out there, and I'm on a little later than usual because you had Teair Tart on, which I'm all good with. And I got some time to spend with Patrick. So Coach Mack's a man of the people here, so I enjoyed visiting with him.
We told Teair that he made probably the most athletic play that we saw over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's probably not true, but for him, it was a tremendous play.
He said the guys gave him a hard time, though. But, I mean, the headstand was pretty on point.
It was.
That was just – look, Mike Keith was great. You look at the Titans website with in the booth and watch Mike Keith's reaction to it. And all I can do is just go there and laugh so hard I couldn't even stand it because it was perfect.
It was. Coach Mack, man, we going to give the Titans credit, man. You got to. This defensive line, man, getting to a guy and, getting those batted balls. You've been talking about that all season when Harold Landry went home, a different responsibility to win on those defensive linemen as far as you always call it, what is it, matching hands with the quarterback?
Matching hands. Look, hey, Ron, we watched the matching hands drill when you were up there at camp with me.
Yeah, I know.
That's something T. Williams, does every day with his players. It's a taught skill, and it's a timing thing, and that was perfect. Now, I've never seen him teach get flat on your back and wait for a rebound to come down after about 20 minutes. But that's a taught skill. That's not something that just happens by itself.
Do you know he told us about that? He said he thought about he said it happened real slow and real fast at the same time. But he said he thought about high pointing the ball, but he thought he would drop it. So he said he better just let it come to him.
He did it perfectly.
Yeah.
And, hey, guys, besides the entertainment value of that play, that's a huge play in that game.
Oh, it was a huge play.
That was a massive play in that game, and Ron started talking about, look, this team right now. You start looking at some of the guys that started that game against a power rushing team, and the job that they did. This is a find a way team right now because they've got. We don't even want to talk about the injuries because there's a bunch of them. But what they were able to do, and I love the game plan against it. But look, those guys down front, Teair Tart and Big Jeff, that was a full man's day of work there.
Yeah.
Because, and especially against that offensive line. And then you start putting in the 4-man games that they ran. I can talk about all of that stuff, but we're past that game. But, I did a big thing for Microsoft this morning that was just to highlight just the 4-man pass rush games and how they really worked that the most expensive offensive line in the league. It was fun to watch.
Well, you talked about the entire organization this offseason was talking about getting more turnovers, getting the ball out, getting on the ball, and that was such a key component to that game against Indianapolis was the ability to get the ball out, the ability to pick it off. And that was just huge, and they kept it clean, 0 turnovers.
Yeah, Brent, that was a major point of the game. And when you start looking at it, anytime you can get turnovers, it's going to be big. And I want our listeners to be sophisticated and educated on the NFL game. And in an NFL game, the 3 factors that you look at that flip games: explosive plays, both made and given up, which is plus 20 plays. That's number 1. Turnovers is huge. Turnovers is huge. And then third downs because, you're able to at least give more series to your offense. And so turnovers, especially in plus territory, are massive. And the thing that accentuated those was they scored touchdowns after those turnovers. That was huge.
Yeah, that's humongous. And I think you go back to looking at it last season, what was missing, and that, like Euro said, man, they pointed it out. If we can get more takeaways, that's what it is, taking care of the ball. Coach Mack, Let's give a little credit to this O-line, man. Like, what are you seeing out of this O-line ever since week 1? And I always say week 2 is an anomaly, man. You may have another game like that. You don't want to, but it's the National Football League. It's professional sports. Some days they're gonna be a lot better than you. But outside of those games, man, the offensive line really look like they're coming together, and I think you see a little bit of that after week 2 of me asking you, what's wrong with Derrick Henry? You said, man, it's important to get that third step. He's starting to get that third step now, Coach Mack.
Fourth step, Ron, fourth step.
Fourth step. I'm sorry, Coach Mack. Yeah, ain't nothing, a little correction there.
You don't ever have to apologize to me. I'm just letting you know it's fourth step.
Fourth step,
because you got to get that fourth step because that gets you to that second level spot where now an running back can start to manipulate. But the initial push, and the thing that's important, and we'll get serious on this offensive line, they are starting to work together so well, and that's going to be a big key this game because the Commanders' defensive front, they built it on their defensive front. They got 4 number ones up there.
Right.
Now, one of them's not going to be there in Chase Young. But, I know Jack Del Rio, their defensive coordinator, very well. Of course, my history with Ron Rivera. They're going to be loading that thing up now. They have watched what has happened in the last 2 weeks with this offensive line being able to get Henry to his fourth step. They're going to go into it. I mean, I haven't been in their meeting rooms, but I've been in there, and I know they're going to say, we can't let this dude do this to us. And so there's going to be some people stacked up in there this week. Just bet on it to start with.
Well, and good transition into Derrick Henry. The last 2 games, 50 touches, 290 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That guy's starting to get it going.
That's king.
Well, yeah, but he has to have help to do that. And again, there's no running back in the league. Look, we all think Jonathan Taylor's a really good back, right? Because he is. But the way this defense played against him, they gave him no creases. He made 2 jump cuts in one run behind the line, trying to find a crack, couldn't find it. So there's not a running back in the league that can't do it without the people up in the blocking unit giving him that fourth step and giving him those creases. I mean, we just saw a great example of it up there against Indy, and we're going to have to do the same thing, to the Commanders because they're going to run the ball. I mean, I know Scott Turner's their offensive coordinator. He's the son of Norv Turner, the longtime coordinator and head coach in this league, the coordinator for all those great Cowboy teams that won all those trophies with Emmitt Smith. He's going to run the football. So it's the same verse, going again this week, and we've got to do it.
Coach Mack with us, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. It's an interesting game in that the bye week comes up next. And all offseason, I thought, man, that's an early bye week. Nothing you can do about it. Control what you can control, all those things. But it actually does appear to come at a good point. You mentioned all the injuries already, and John Glennon had the stat through 4 weeks, through 4 games last year, the Titans had played 61 players. They end up playing most in NFL history, 91. They've played 60 through 4 weeks this year.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing. And as I said, that's why, I was asked immediately after the game, what about the Titans, what they're able to do with the injuries. I said, well, they are a find-the-way team. They just got to find a way. And that's what they've done. They did it all last season. Now they're charged with doing the same thing. You've got to find a way because at the end of the day, when the final tally is taken, nobody cares how hurt you are. Your opponents really like how hurt you are. So you've got to find a way with whatever means possible to get it done. They found a way last week with turnovers in the plus territory, and they found a way, getting, especially at the linebacker position, getting some guys to play in there that really made some big plays. And then, of course, look, guys, it's still a big man's game. And so to Ron Slay's point about the offensive line, to my point about this defensive front, they've still got to be the backbone of this team for them to get done what they want to do.
Why does Carson Wentz get sacked so many times?
Well, first of all, and they're trying to do a little bit more about it. It's getting the ball out a little bit quicker.
Yes.
Okay. And that's a key. Any quarterback that takes that now, of course, look, Cosme's been hurt. I don't think Cosme will play this game. Their right tackle. But here's the other thing that happens when the score gets separated and people know you're going to throw. What are they going to be doing, Brent? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it all goes together. But during his career, he's had a history, of holding it too long. When he first came in the league, like all young quarterbacks, he was trying to wait till they were open to throw it. That's not how you do it in the National Football League. You've got to throw them open, and you got to be able to trust the openings are going to be a lot smaller. But now, when the score is separated in games, that's a problem. That's a problem because when people in this league can line up and just know and put their ears back and know that they don't have to honor the run ever again because of the score separation, you got some problems.
Now, I'm going to go back and watch, because I usually do it Thursday morning, watch I almost said their old name, the Commanders. I'm going to go back and watch the Commanders game from last week and see if you get some of the complaints that we were getting out of guys like Naheem Hines last year with the Colts when Carson Wentz was there not checking down. Is he giving Gibson those same opportunities, or is that part of it too? Because I know, like you said, he likes to hold the ball and go downfield with it, but, sometimes that check down is right there for him.
The check down is good if you still are within striking distance in the game.
Gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Check down, score separated by 2 or more scores, it really becomes inconsequential.
Right.
So what you've got to do is you've got to look at points in the game, at places in the game, as to where they are, what the score separation is, and look, they're going to run the football back there. I mean, they're going to run the football with Gibson and McKissick. I mean, they're going to run the ball. All right. And so when you start talking about checkdowns, they've got 2 guys, those 2 Ohio State dudes, in Farn and Sangles that can hurt you. Look, Jahan Dotson is not going to play. That's an advantage because this kid as a rookie was really doing a nice job of being a compliment to what they are doing. And so you've got to you can't let McLaurin, and that's been his MO since he's been in the league. He's a very slightly built guy, but he is a take the top off run by you dude. And so you cannot let them have the explosives like that. Yeah,
it's interesting about what you're saying about Carson Wentz getting the ball out quicker, and sometimes stats tell you something, sometimes they don't. But it's interesting when you look at his yards per attempt because in the Jacksonville and Detroit games, he was up around 7.3, 7.6 yards per attempt. In the Dallas game, 4 yards per attempt. So it looks like, and he only was sacked twice. As opposed to the 9 times that Philly got him. So it does look like what are some of the things you can do defensively against those quick hitting short 3-step drop passes?
Spot tackle, because you're not going to prevent all of them.
Yeah,
you can't hit them after 5 yards, right, Brent?
Yep.
So it's got to be if people are wanting to play that game, then you got to spot tackle. If yards after catch are right where it's caught, then they can't hurt you doing that. They cannot. But if you miss that first tackle, then that's an issue because the receiver's got the ball in his hands and he's moving quick and they're expecting to make the first man miss. That's part of that game. So spot tackles, that's number one when you start looking at it as a defensive coach. When you put it up on the board for your guys at the beginning of the week saying, okay, here's what they're doing. They're running those dragging routes, which are slant flats. They're running those 3-step looks. All of these things, spot tackle it, and you'll get them out of it.
Coach Mack, you something else with yourself, man. I tell you what, in the spring, we're going to have to get a 1-day-a-week class, man, where you just lay it on out for people, Coach Mack, man, because you're doing it. Like, Mac Talk ain't enough for me, man. I need some one-on-one tutorial, man. Coach Mack with the dinner right there laid out, whiteboard in hand. Let's go, Coach Mack, man.
You got a whiteboard over there.
I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. I feel like Mike keep getting a little bit. He getting the cheaters, man. Mike keep cheating us because he get a lot of this. He get a lot of it every Sunday, man. Shoot.
First of all, Mike Keith will never cheat anybody. I love his call on Teair Tart. I'm just sitting over there laughing so hard. It was so great, and it was a great thing for all of us. Look, if you can't be excited about this and can't have fun doing it, then it's not. You're in the wrong business, right? Ron, we will figure out a way to do that in the off season. Right now, I've got a schedule. You've got a schedule. It just doesn't work right now because I need your full attention, and you've got some attention problems. So we'll figure this out.
Yeah, he does.
Coach Mack, you know I'm going this weekend. My bad. Go ahead, Yor.
No, let me hit on this while y'all are still talking about it.
Yeah.
But Coach Mack mentioned that he was laughing under Mike's call. Listen to this.
Ryan takes the snap. Straight drop under pressure. Ball batted up in the air. It's caught. Teair Tart on his back. Just intercepted the pass. Wow! Look what I found, Ma!
I mean, you gotta love that. You gotta love that.
I mean, how do you not like that? I mean, seriously. And we're calling that game. It's so high up there at Lucas. I mean, we are calling that game so high up. The greatest thing is after the game when we had our post-game talk with Mike Vrabel. And Vrabel was great too. He said he thought Tart with like a turtle on his back and never going to be able to get up.
Turtle with no shell, baby.
Well, the funny thing, I told, he said they call him Pop-Tart. I told Pop-Tart, I was like, man, at first glance, it didn't look like anybody touched him. Like, I thought he was going to get up and run for a second.
That would have been beautiful.
No. He did perfect. Stay down.
Scuba, right? Scuba.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you got really. Let's talk a minute. You got to love a guy like Teair Tart, right?
Yeah.
Just think of his collegiate track. It wasn't the most smooth. Think of what he's done. Think of the work that guy has put in, and think of the work that the coaches of this organization were patient and put in with him. That's what makes me so happy about this league. Those types of stories makes me really happy.
Mm-hmm. Spot on, baby.
Absolutely love it. I mean, he went to a college in New York, then he went to community college in Mississippi, then one in Iowa, and then went to Florida International.
Just think about that a minute. Think about the geography of what you just said.
Yeah.
Think how many schools he passed up to get there.
Right.
And think of the resolve that it takes to continue to grind like that to try to get a chance. I mean, those types of stories, I've got a lot of them in my 37 years in this league, and they're all those kind of stories to me are what it's all about.
Well, and here's another, and so Jim Wyatt, TennesseeTitans.com has a great profile on Teair Tart that you need to go read. But here's another good one. He was going to a high school that didn't have a football team, so he played basketball his first 2 years. Was playing in a tournament, and a defensive coordinator at another school saw him play, convinced him to transfer and start playing football. He didn't start till his junior year playing football in high school.
Think about all of that, seriously.
Right?
Think about all of that. I mean, that to me, and knowing how difficult the National Football League is, when you see somebody persevere like that throughout life to try to get to something they dreamed of doing, it's got to make you feel good.
Love it. Thank you, Coach Mack. Good stuff. Appreciate you.
Guys, you guys are the best. See ya.
All right, Coach Mack.
There he is.
My man, the Mack.
Complete breakdown.
I ain't gonna get to it. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, we need a class, man. People need to sign up for a class. 30 students.
No, dude. Let's do like 500. Go get an auditorium somewhere. Go to Belcourt. Is the Belcourt Theater still there?
Mac could put on the show in front of 500. 30, he'll be more one-on-one. 500, that Coach Mack gonna put on the show.
Bro, did you not listen to the draft? That man went rogue during the draft.
I know.
And he was just walking around the room.
Yeah,
Think
that's
about
what I'm
500
saying.
people.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. 500. He want to get so personable with you.
Yeah.
So he gonna go out there in the audience. He gonna be all the way in the back of the auditorium.
Make every person think he's the only one in the room.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what he does. Farm Bureau Health Plans need great health care coverage with an affordable price tag. Let Farm Bureau Health Plans coach you through it. They've been protecting Tennesseans for 75 years. Do we need to open up Babs' Prize Closet?
She isn't here. Let's do it.
It's time to see what we have in Babs' Prize Closet, thanks to Artisan Custom Closets. Say goodbye to clutter with Artisan Custom Closets. Be caller number 5 through to Joe Hunk now to win 2 tickets to see Keith Urban's The Speed of Now tour this Friday at Bridgestone Arena. 615-737-1045. Go to artisancustomclosets.com for your free in-home consultation today. Buddy Alley Carpet One, they're your flooring experts. Anything you need, carpet, vinyl, tile, hardwood, they've got you covered, literally. Locally owned and operated by the Allen family for more than 55 years. Zach, Jenna, and Judson Allen, they are in the store every day. I've known those guys a long time. They're awesome people, and they'll be with you through the entire process, including the installation. They're not going to farm that out to anyone. Over in Donaldson, the state-of-the-art showroom, 2405 at Lebanon Pike, 615-883-3289, BuddyAllenCarpet1.com. 3HL 1045, The Zone. Jamal loves God, writes, I heard Hooker, Amani Hooker, was back on the practice field. That's good news. What about Dupree? Still waiting on that one. Amani Hooker was in concussion protocol. The head coach today at his media availability said that he would be on the practice field today. So,
all right.
There is that. We'll get you the updated, what do you call it? Injury report? Yeah, that. Actually, I could do it right now because we're going to play some cuts from the quarterback, QB1, Ryan Tannehill. For the Titans, did not practice today. Ola Adaney with a neck, Traylon Burks with the toe, Zach Cunningham, elbow, Bud Dupree, hip, Joe Jones, knee, and then limited Torrey Carter with a neck, Amani Hooker concussion, and full participant, which is great news, Ugo Amadi, the nickel slot corner. Did not practice for the Commanders. The big one is Jahan Dotson with a hammy. Heard Coach Mack say he's not going to play this weekend, so Coach Mack knows something.
Yes, he do.
There, Curtis Samuel also, one of their leading receivers, did not practice due to an illness. So we'll keep you updated there. The quarterback won, Ryan Tannehill, on the bad execution at the end of the first half. Man, that was not good.
We had that situation there. Possibility to, for tackle short of the sticks, run the field goal unit on and be able to kick the field goal with the running clock. We had enough time on the clock. They always say we have enough time to get that off. Obviously, we'd like to get the first down and be able to spike it and stop the clock there, but weren't able to execute it.
The evaluation then coming out of that is not that you should have just thrown that out of bounds instead of trying to run there?
Well, it's a tricky situation because it's 3rd and 1. If it's 3rd and 7 or 8, then it makes it a little more clear. You're not going to be able to run and get the first down there. Being 3rd and 1, kind of had some quick pressure, was able to get up through the pocket in a muddy pocket. Thought I was going to be able to get it with my legs and just came up short.
Yeah, I thought he would get it too. When he came up short, I think they should have just kept the offense on the field and threw one into the end zone.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Yeah, and I didn't think about at that moment.
Because you can 100% you can get that play off.
Yep. I also thought he should have had. He could have thrown it away, but I thought that was risky, man. Pulling your arm back in traffic to throw that ball, anything happen right there. You don't need no turnovers.
Ryan Tannehill talking about the second half mistakes. Need to clean them up.
Yeah, we had some things got to get cleaned up in that second half. Some of it execution, missed some opportunities. Across the board. So some of it was myself, some of it was other guys. But we can't have this sprinkled mistakes. A mistake here, a mistake here, a mistake here. When you add them up, then now we have 3 drives that were stopped because of mistakes. Have to be able to play cleaner football, and if we do that, we'll have success.
That's mathematics right now. Mistake here, mistake here, mistake here.
Did you add up all the mistakes that he was talking about?
3 mistakes.
Some was him, some were other people.
I think
there you go.
I think there was a multiplying factor in there somewhere that he didn't identify. Montez Sweat doesn't have a sack, which is kind of strange to me. And then you got Payne, you got Allen. What about Payne as a name for a defensive lineman? That's pretty good. Jonathan Allen. Then you got James William Smith up front. Ryan Tannehill talking about how physical those guys are.
They're talented, no doubt about it. Their front is extremely talented. They're big. They're physical across the board. Really, starts inside and really moves outside as well. So a front that I have a lot of respect for, that we as a team have a lot of respect for. They're disruptive. They rush the passer well, and then you pair that with backers who are physical. And overall, it's just a really physical front.
The head coach, Mike Vrabel, talking about that. Also, the front four and how highly drafted some of these dudes are.
They're fantastic. Payne and Allen, Sweat, length. But, Payne and Allen, they got great instincts. They play great with their hands. They're pad level. They're not just 2 gappers. They can disrupt. They can change it up. Rarely out of position, rarely on the ground, and very disruptive. It would be a huge challenge for us.
That's when it goes back to Mike Keefe and hope this offensive line continues to play as a team and as a unit.
If Chase Young had been activated this week, that would be 4 first-rounders on the defensive line that they'd be going up against.
Yeah, and he would have been a problem. I mean, that's
problem before he left.
That is a huge blow for Washington for sure. Part of the reason why they have given up so many points and lost 3 in a row. Almost lost that Jacksonville game. Jacksonville almost came back and got them. On the way out, can we play this Rick Neuheisel cut for Ron Slay? Talking about Tennessee LSU.
I'm going to let you know, Slay. You're going to be fired up as we get out.
I'm going with Brian Kelly here. I'm really impressed with what's happened there with this football team since that opening game, where there looked like some disgruntled players, and was there buy-in, and was this going to take a while for it to all take hold? The fact that they held Mississippi State to 215 yards passing, Matt House has got this defense kind of knowing where their help is. Jaden Daniels, I trust as a quarterback. No picks. We talked about that. I know Tennessee's fantastic, but I'm going to take the home team here as the home crowd helped Tennessee against the Florida team, and I think that LSU's much better than Florida.
Yeah, Rick can say anything.
Would you like to address that tomorrow?
Yeah, most definitely. I have something for him.
Save that cut. We'll play it again tomorrow. Buffalo Wild Wings, Nashville West tomorrow off Charlotte. Titans tonight coming up with, I see Keith Bullock, Amy Wells, Mike Keith, and Rhett Bryan in there. That's next.